Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for episode number 5 of Alien Heart of Darkness. I'm back. The crew is back. But before we get into that, as always, be sure you stop by the old Facebook page for all the latest news on the show. A lot of activity there lately with everything we got going on. We got both of our shows now. At the time you're listening to this, we finally have both of our shows going, Blades in the Dark and Alien, so very exciting stuff. I've been working my way through the Blades in the Dark stuff, and I've enjoyed it so far, so I think you guys will too once you're able to listen to it. So Aaron and the gang are doing a great job over there. Check us out over on Spreaker, where we host the podcast, iTunes, Apple Podcast. Leave us those 5-star reviews and help us grow the channel. And also be sure to check us out on YouTube if you're not already. We finally have video for you, and more to come. Very exciting, very exciting. Other than that, if you like the show a lot, which you should, then you should check out our Patreon, where you can give us cash money dollars, and we will provide you with bonuses, such as artwork from our labor named Kyle, and other exciting things, like an actual play every month of Warhammer, where Scaarr pretends to be a wizard who pretends to be a wizard. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, check it out. It's good shit. It's good shit.
Quite a rude descriptor of our very dependable wizard.
Very skilled, dependable wizard, yep.
Make it till you make it. I'll get there someday.
But, so check us out over on Patreon, and if you already are, thank you, patrons. You are a big help to the success of the channel and the lifeblood, and we have many exciting things coming up this year and hopefully beyond. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, let's dive in. Let us go around the digital table. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and if you still think Professor Navarre is going to be the number one guy to get killed first. We will start in reverse order. Eric, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Spent the day taking apart my lawnmower, trying to get it to work again.
Oh.
Homeownership for the win.
Still got all your digits?
Yep, they're still here.
Okay, well that's good.
So tonight I am playing Dr. Lark still, the android who, is very helpful, reminding the humans that they are still human.
And I realized last week, I thought it was a glitch, but it's not upon further reading of several things. Dr. Lark does actually gain stress now. None of you are sure why.
I knew it.
But Dr. Lark is starting to gain stress. So, yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
That's
so I should turn that.
Psychology
So I should turn that back on.
I turned it back on, but if it's not on, please do. Yes. So you are still a synthetic as far as you can tell, but you are gaining stress now, like everybody else. So I don't know how much you should be at. So just give yourself 1 right now. We'll call it even.
So it doesn't give me an option to add stress. It gives me a button to roll stress.
Oh, that is not correct. Let's see.
So I was trying to figure that out last week too.
Oh, that's right, because if you have an Android character sheet, then you just roll stress to pretend you have stress. What is... Oh, that just rolls a random die. Okay, well, I guess you're going to have to keep track of your stress manually and then just add it to whatever your dice roll is.
Okay.
So we'll just say you're at 1 stress for now.
Sounds good.
All right. Next up in the background, not facing the camera, with his back to us, is Kyle.
Hello, I'm back now. I'm trying to create some ambiance here with some spooky oil diffuser. Hello, I'm Kyle. I draw sometimes, and tonight I'll be Professor Dr. Hector Navarre. I still believe I'm probably going to get got. But I managed to fucking take down a little guy all by myself. Well, not all by myself, but shot him fuck ton.
Oh, that's
So,
right. You aced
that was good.
You aced the alien at the end of that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, rolling like 13 dice
Yeah.
with guns or something.
You know,
The man knows
besides
his stuff.
biochemical engineering. Yeah.
I meant to ask
But, yeah.
Kyle, how's your foot or your leg? Are we operational yet?
Yeah. It is more sore, as in like it's gotten a lot of use. I'm still getting used to being in a warehouse again. So, but everything's all good. I can walk. I can lay down just fine, and that's usually what I do when I'm not at work. So, I'm not at a weird angle tonight.
Oh, that's good.
So,
I went to IKEA today because I was looking to get some stuff for the new place, and you know, I don't know if you've ever been to an IKEA, but they're pretty big stores. Like, this was like a 2-story one. They got the restaurant, you know, all that shit. And just walking through it, just looking, like, took like over an hour, you know. And it was like, man, by the time I was done, and then like I found something I wanted, it was out of stock. Oh, we'll sell you the floor model, blah, 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 blah. It's like a 2-hour ordeal. It was like 40 minutes there and back. So, you know, I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it was like a 3 to 4 hour process from like the time I left to the time I got back. I'm like, I am exhausted. Like, this sucks. So, yeah, we're just gonna buy everything online from now on. Fuck that.
Did you go
there you go.
the Schaumburg one out there?
No, the Bolingbrook one was closer.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, that one's about 40 minutes away. The Schaumburg one is probably like over an hour. So, yeah. But either way, they're too far away from me. So, that sucked. Anywho. Froggatt, the man with the beard. Talk to us.
Hello. Oh, happy to be here. I'm, again, as you said, Froggatt. Matt the Froggatt, as some might say. And I'm playing Captain Aloysia Lugar the Third. In my life, I got a haircut earlier this week. It's not super obvious because I'm wearing this big headset, but my ears are a lot more prominent than they were before. As normally I kind of like have more of a coif than before, but now it's like.
Oh. You
really
got,
neat
you know, you got
decline.
a little bit of like a Ben Affleck look going on. I think I like it. I dig it.
All right.
I mean, he doesn't have as much of a beard, but that's, if I had to pick a celebrity, that's the first one that comes to mind.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new movies. When you say that, and it's like, I am the knight. Like, that's not the same.
I enjoyed him as Batman, mostly because he was all crotchety and angry, and I'm like, that's how I would be if I was Batman. It's like, yeah, this fucking city, I'm never gonna save it, but I guess I'm gonna keep trying. You know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds
Cool. Is your money still on Navarre or still on yourself?
Oh yeah. I'm changing my bet to actually a twofer. I think the first to die is going to be still me, but also Drabakowski. She's going to tackle me into the coolant, and we'll both die
okay.
immedially.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll
bet
talk
now.
about Drabakowski in a little bit here. So, your volume is a tad bit loud. If you could just turn it down just a smidge.
How's that?
That's better. You were peeking out on red. Thank you. All right. Next is our friend from the Neon Swamp. Hello, fellow podcaster.
Hello. I've had a fun week. I've been playing Blood West, something like that. It's like a pixelated boomer shooter, but it's like a stealth horror western game. Because I've been playing Deadlands. Deadlands was fun Friday night. They met Butch Cassidy, a young Butch Cassidy. It was cool. But other than that, I'm excited to play tonight. Our Sergeant Sajaad. I'm starting to think I'm gonna die first.
Yeah, you had a close call last week.
I mean, you know, she's gonna be the first one, or gonna attempt to be the first one in the action. And man, I scuffed all those rolls during our combat pretty bad. So I'm starting to lean towards me, but man, you're really old, Navarre. It might just happen naturally while we're here.
Well, yeah. What's like the age roll he would have to make every like hour?
Every shift roll to see if you just died of old
Heart
age.
attack.
Yeah. Cause of death, failure to thrive.
I honestly think every session I should gain a year.
Right. I mean, at some point, the stress would just be enough to kill him.
It's awesome. It might be.
Like
We'll see.
every zero G like spacewalk, it's just like every minute, just like
It's like that scene in Interstellar where they're on the planet with the time dilation.
yeah. Yeah, or just like the guy at the end of The Last Crusade, just like he chose poorly.
Awesome.
That's a good representation. Other than that, I'm probably going to start bringing up Kilborg here and there a little bit more, which is the Morkborg project that I've got going on. That it's basically a Morkborg supplement, but it's all slasher stuff. It's all horror slasher.
Oh yeah.
And so
That's
it's called
fucking cool.
Are you taking that
finished
to
the piece.
like Kickstarter or like what's the
Yes.
progress? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a Kickstarter. I finally completed some artwork that I've been working on. Rediscovering how bad I am at coloring. God, I hate color. Man, we just have something so gorgeous in black and white, and then I'm like, gotta put color in it now.
Maybe
But anyway,
you should do it black and white then.
Yeah, you can just throw a little red in, or
Mhm.
yellow for.
I mean,
Yeah, do the single color.
if one thing Morkborg is kind of makes it stand out and known for is having these vibrant, almost like an attack on your eyeballs coloring. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm trying to stay on theme.
Okay. All right. Well, keep us up to date, man. We would love to hear more. We'll put it in the show notes and all that good stuff, as they say. So cool. And last but not least, Sean, number 2. How are you?
Okay, I don't know if I like adding numbers to the names. Weird, but yeah, doing well. Chris, number 47.
I'm the only Chris here, so.
I was just basing it on actual people here. Okay, I
yeah.
didn't know that was the rule. Yeah, doing good. Not much happening in my life. Just a lot of work. A lot of people not doing their jobs, which makes my job harder.
Typical.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know why they would just not do that, but yeah. Otherwise, I found out, I guess, Mickey Mouse went into the public domain pretty recently, and now
What?
people are making now people can just make video games about it. There's some like indie Mickey Mouse video game coming out where you're just like Doom, but you're killing Mickey Mouses.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I learned this week.
live out my childhood dreams, I guess. So,
Oh, killing Mickey Mouse.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I think everybody
It's-
knows here I didn't have the most usual childhood. So, wasn't bad. Just wasn't normal, that's all. So, okay, cool. Also, before I forget, listeners, if we sound different tonight, it's because Craig is undergoing emergency maintenance in 2 hours, and we didn't find this out until, like, Thursday
Friday?
night at midnight.
Yeah.
Which, it's fine. Craig is free. Although I do throw him $1 or $2 on their Patreon, which you should if you use Craig, because their shit is awesome. But so I'm not like angry at them. But so we're not going to use Craig, or I should say we're not going to use Giaric tonight because we don't want to end up with just half a recording. So we're going to rip audio from our OBS, and by we I mean Scaarr is going to do that for me. And so if it sounds bad, it's his fault, and or the guys over at the Craig Discord's fault, not mine. And if the audio sounds like shit, just watch the video this week. So last week we didn't have video, we had audio. This week we'll have video but not audio, and hopefully next week we can be back to normal. And I promise we'll figure this out one day. So
Are we gonna do like closed captioning so they know what's happening if there's no audio?
yeah, we'll send. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just have Scaarr make it all up while he's typing it out.
Yeah. Type up the whole show, please. Yeah, the whole script.
I'll transcribe everything in its entirety
There
in
you go.
Spanish as well.
Oh, nice.
See. Anyway, I am the Great Unclean One, your host and your GM, your game mother. I've been up to a lot as well. Very busy with the move is happening next week, as of today, next week. So by the time you read this or see this or hear it, I will already be in the new place. But so today is my last weekend in this house. It's a little surreal. Been very emotional lately. I'm gonna miss all the pets here for sure. But we're on to bigger and better things. So a lot of cool stuff planned for the channel. I'm going to have a lot more time for it as well. So once we get through this next month or two, get settled in, it's going to be great. And we're bringing back the barbecue as well, which we haven't done in many, many years. So we're finally going to hit number 10, which we stopped at 9, and that was like 6 years ago when I moved into this place. So the yearly barbecue will be returning, and it's going to be glorious. So yeah, other than that, so to celebrate, or maybe to say goodbye, I don't know. But either way, I decided to get Chinese from our local Chinese place today because I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. And I haven't had Chinese in probably 3 months. So pigged out tonight. It was great. I have enough food for like probably 2 more meals, which is awesome. And
Nice.
yeah, I told the guys, you know, hey, I've been coming here for 6 years. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna miss you guys. And she's like, oh yeah, we've been here for 18 years. Like, damn. Well, I hope you're here for another 18. So,
Yeah.
so go support your local Chinese restaurant this week because they
Public
usually
service announcement.
they usually kick ass. Yeah, and if you're in the bumblefuck area of Oswego and Montgomery around here, hit up number 1 China. Because they're fucking good. Real good.
Nice.
Yeah. I almost told her, I was like, you're our number 1 place to go for Chinese, but I'm like, wait, this place is called number 1 China. That sounds weird. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is our go-to place for Chinese food.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of sad, but that's okay. Also, I had the Swedish meatballs at IKEA today for the first time in my life, and they were not nearly as good as I had been led to believe. They weren't bad, but they didn't change my life like everybody seems to think they would. So
People just have really low standards when it comes to food inside of outlets.
I mean, you know,
stores.
for food inside of a store, it was pretty fucking good. You know, like
Right.
very nice. So also, I never knew until today that IKEA is a Swedish store, like brand. I never put those two things together. Swedish meatballs, Swedish brand. So good on you, Sweden. Not only do you make fucking awesome RPGs, but you provide the U.S. with some of our most easy-to-get furniture that doesn't cost our entire paycheck. So thank you for that. I'm sure the meatballs are probably better in actual Sweden anyway. So if I ever get there,
Right.
we'll try them out. But
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Wait, so all the furniture being in a foreign language at the store wasn't a giveaway of any kind?
I don't know if I've ever been to an IKEA before. This might have been the first time.
Oh.
I feel like maybe I have been, but I just...
Oh, that would be it.
I forgot it, you know, or it's been so long.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, yeah, I've, you know, bought furniture like once in my life before this, which was, I can't even tell you, 10 years ago at this point? I don't know. So, anywho, yeah, so, support your Chinese place and go get some Swedish meatballs, I guess, but get them from Sweden. So, anywho, that is all. I really have to. Oh, Matt and I finished our latest co-op campaign in Total War, Warhammer. I played some Chaos Dwarves. He played some Cathay, and then he decided he didn't want to play anymore. I mean, granted, we got to turn 100. We had gotten our multiplayer and our short campaign victories. We were narrowing in on the long campaign victories, but he wanted to call it quits, mostly because he decided to declare war on the last Cathayan faction, who he didn't realize was in a 3-way alliance with a Bretonnian faction and a Lizardman faction, and then he tried to invade Lustria and had to fight all the 3 of them at once, and let's just say it didn't go well.
Rookie mistake. You never invade Lustria.
Yeah, just don't go to Lustria, it's not worth it.
Yeah, just, you know, get it with like magical nuke.
Or don't declare
Tis a
war on a
silly
triad.
It's all part of the great plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't declare
Fucking
war
lizard
on
man
the
players.
the central triad of superpowers because it doesn't end well. And when when you are looking at a battle and you're like, I'm gonna get my ass whipped, and the game says you have some sort of victory, just auto resolve that shit. Because when you think you're hot shit and you're not hot shit, and you go into a battle like, oh, this is gonna be fine, we'll do it. The thing says we can win. Well, the auto-resolve says you can win. The game doesn't say that you, as a general, can win this fight. You gotta know when to just cut your losses and take a few unit deaths versus, oh, well, I won the battle, but all of my units are down to 10% fighting strength and there's 2 other full stacks a turn away. Oh, terrible idea. So, yeah, auto-resolve can be your friend at times. So
Gotta know when to hold him.
yeah.
Know when to fold him.
So I'm no expert at the game, but I know when not to fight. So, but anyway, that'll be replaced by Sean and I playing a Total War campaign in the near future once the new DLC drops. Thrones of Decay is looking real sexy. So, Hope and Creative Assembly learn their lesson from Shadows of Change. It figures. Zeech, it sucked. Nurgle, it's going to be awesome. It makes sense. I understand. But still, get your
It's
shit
actually
together soon.
intentional.
Yeah, maybe. It's all
They,
part of
they did it on purpose.
It's all part of Zeech's plan. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're looking forward to that. We'll have more to report on that soon, and we should be getting our hobby night going again every month. So, without
Do
further
board game
ado,
night, or-
yeah, whatever it is, board games, hobbies, it's all the same, right?
Okay.
It blends together at this point. So,
Right.
anywho, let us dive back in with our recap of last episode. So, last we left, the group of you had encountered a new alien creature, which was very fast, not very big, but very fast, and almost killed Sergeant Sajaad by tearing off her arm. Luckily, the suit that she was wearing took the majority of that blow, and thanks to everyone, especially Professor Navarre, you guys were able to gun down the creature and survive. After that, out of the darkness, another one of these biomechanical beings appeared. It was a different one. It wasn't the one you had seen before. And it assaulted your mind with several images and strange series of events where you guys saw a ship called the Cronus. You saw it landing on an unidentified planet, the crew getting out and beginning to explore some strange alien ruins. They then, you saw people turning into monsters, people running and screaming. Some of them got back on the escape vessel, or I should say they got back on the ship and left, only for part of the ship, you're guessing the science module or maybe a big EEV, was ejected from the ship and left behind on the planet. You guys were then able to ask a couple questions of this thing, as it seemed to demand that it wanted you to get it something called the 26 Draconis strain, which you somehow all seem to now know and understand is some sort of formula or serum of some sort. And they've given you the really easy decision of give it to us or die. You also know that somehow one of you already knew about this 26 Draconis strain before these creatures gave you these visions. However, you don't know which of you it may be. At that point, the creature left after answering 3 questions. Dr. Lark attempted to follow it down one of the long 0G corridors, and it stopped and turned to face her, and out of the darkness, several more of those alien creatures appeared, just like the one you had just killed. When Dr. Lark backed off, made it clear she wasn't going to be following the creature anymore, the aliens disappeared into the darkness, and the biomechanical being, which you now have learned are called the Perfected, though you don't know if that's a name they've given themselves or something that someone else has called them, the Perfected being disappeared down the corridor. At this point, Dr. Ajiri and Gray contacted you from back on the ship. Ajiri explained that Dr. Drabakowski had taken off on her own, saying something about that she wanted to get to the mainframe, the mother mainframe, to try to find out more of what was going on here. She seemed to feel that you guys weren't making a lot of progress, and maybe you needed to split up to cover more ground, and She seemed to be very impatient with trying to know what the hell's going on here. Jiri obviously did not want her to go alone and seems very protective of the crew, and decided to try to go after her to make sure she wasn't alone. And then Gray informed you and reminded you of your list of repairs that he thinks you need to get the ship operational again. And he also explained that the strange biomechanical growths you've seen now throughout several parts of the station appear to be worming their way into your ship, the Seterina. After that update, the station was rocked by a gravitational pull from the black hole. The anti-grav thrusters fired up all along the station, reorienting the orbit and making sure you guys didn't get pulled into the black hole. And at that point, the group of you made your way up to... Oh boy, hold on. Everything just got destroyed. What happened here? There we go. Sorry, folks. You guys made your way up to Ops. And the... let's see here. Oh, I think... Everybody's cameras just froze. Hold on. Everyone except Sean's camera. What the fuck?
God, I'm so good.
Why, game? Why? No, it's on the recording on OBS. Oh, God. Scaarr, do I need to start it up again?
Oh,
The
no.
OBS?
Yeah, everything's frozen on OBS except for Sean's camera.
Shit.
Can you do anything in OBS?
It looks like it, yeah. It's just everybody's cameras are frozen in OBS.
It's weird. You try to toggle the camera sources like we did last week?
Oh, boy. I gotta do this again. Okay, hold on. Okay. Mine is back up. Alright, sorry, viewers and listeners. Let me just fix all this real quick. Why, God, why? Okay, well, I don't know how that's going to look in the final product, but, you know, gotta do what we gotta do here. We'll cut this part out. Okay, Froggatt is back. Kyle... Man, thank God Scaarr is here. Otherwise, we would be fucked. Alright, let's make sure... somebody roll some dice for me. Let's make sure the dice roller's working, too.
Ooh, good idea. Somebody else.
Oh, good. Okay, that didn't get fucked up. Okay, great. Alright, sorry about that. So then, the group of you decided to make your way back up the station, heading towards Ops and where Mother is located, which is on the deck below where Ops is. And it was here that the group split up. Hedenstrom and Dr. Lark, you guys made your way up to B deck to get back to Ops. And while you were here, you were able to vent several decks of the station, and you seem to have gotten rid of all the fires on the deck. Unfortunately, due to some bad rolls, you've been security locked out of that system, and you cannot vent anymore. So your plan to vent the warden into space is not going to happen. However, thanks to some good rolls, you were able to discover a few more of Dr. Clerk's hidden notes or messages, and you also discovered several places where you might be able to find more of his notes. I think the two of you discovered something in the code or the packets that indicated that they might be on other systems, so you have a list where you might be able to find some of those reports as well. One that you found read, "Wide blackout when object was connected to power. Warden Stykes lost his shit. Wix conscripts played nice, no riot. Power restored. Querying objects emergency beacon for transponder ID pulse." And then another one, which was on a few days, same day, a few hours later, beacon activated. Object identified as the Charon, the science boat attached to the USCSS Cronus, abandoned in system 74 years ago. Mother further says Cronus mission classified, and then there's a thing that says daughter looking deeper, indicating the daughter mainframe system on the station. And finally, Sajaad, Navarre, and Lugar, you guys stopped and left the two of them as they continued up the spire. You stopped off on C deck to get to the mother mainframe. It was here you met back up with Ajiri and Drabakowski, who were already here. Drabakowski was trying to get Mother back online, but the power was down. So Sajaad bravely dove into the coolant in order to get the circuit breaker reset. Drabakowski walked you through that, and now power has been restored to Mother, and she's continued to look through that, and as she has, Lugar, who was looking over her shoulder trying to keep up, noticed something, a file that she browsed past called Project Ironfish. And you weren't sure if she saw that and was trying to make sure you didn't see it, or if she completely missed it, or if she was trying to hide it. You're not exactly sure. She could have just not seen it all, because she's been working pretty quick here, but something seemed a little fishy. And then, finally, when you got into this room, you found the charred remains of Science Officer Clerk, the guy you were sent to meet with by Michael Bishop. And it appears on closer examination, once Navarre took a look at him, that he doesn't look normal. He has some weird distended limbs, and you were able to make out it was him from his ID tag that was half melted to his chest, but it's not a pretty sight. So that is where we are, and that is where we shall pick up for the beginning. We will start it off with, I think, the three of you down in the mother station with Drabakowski and Ajiri. What would you like to do?
We just had Captain. You were just finishing a conversation with her, weren't you?
With Drabakowski here. Yeah,
if I recall.
If you could step aside, I need to look, double check something with Cronus. The recording said that the data was classified, but I would like to prove that to myself, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, I don't exactly remember what our cliffhanger was last week, but I do recall it was something to do with the conversation with Drabakowski.
I did, straight up ask her what Ironfish was, and she's like, I don't know, and I was like, fine. Well, I'm now like, that's fine. That's not the thing I care about.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, we'll say you ask her what Ironfish is, and she says, I'm not sure. Your guess is as good as mine. When you ask her to step aside to take a look at the mother system, give me a manipulation roll, please.
Brick.
Oh.
Okay.
Nothing.
I will roll for her as well, because this would be opposed. Alright. Do you want to push?
I don't think so.
Okay. She looks at you and kind of raises an eyebrow. And she says, with all due respect, Captain, it was I that took the initiative to come here and get this working and running in the first place, so tell me what you're looking for. I'll see what I can uncover. You want more information on the Cronus?
Yes.
All right.
Plug it in.
She begins typing away to see what she can find. What is everybody else doing while this is going on?
Guess while she's typing and I don't have to do anything, I'll turn over to Sajaad and be like, "Are you all right? Here's and return the firearm that I was hanging on to."
Yeah, as you said, she's literally in the process of removing the helmet, clicking it open, taking it off, and she extends her hand to accept the shotgun. That really does not roll off the tongue well, does it? I've never done anything like that, but rather be me than any of you go into a pool of freezing coolant.
All right.
What happened while I was up here? Anything develop? Or while I was down there, rather?
No, Drabakowski's mostly just been slapping the keys on the mother without much progress, as far as I can tell.
She looks over her shoulder and gives you an annoyed look and goes back to what she's doing.
Drabakowski, how long is this going to take? We really should get back with the others.
She gives an exasperated sigh, and she says, "With all due respect, Sergeant, I let you do your job, you let me do mine."
Me getting you back to the others is my job.
Yes, and we were sent here to do job as well, and also I'd like to know what the hell is going on so we can make it through this. Is that okay with you?
Sajaad gives a pout. Fine.
So, she types away for a while, and you see her typing in multiple queries about the Cronus, and everything that she keeps pulling up, you can very clearly see Lugar is coming up as access denied, restricted, confidential, things like that. And you can see she's getting more and more frustrated as every time she tries to request something, it is denied, and she's not able to access it. She says, it's sealed. The Project Cronus, the expedition, whatever it is, the company doesn't want us to know about it.
Damn. I guess we'll have to find Clark's other logs then. I guess before we go, maybe it would be best to update you to Drabakowski and Ajiri on the situation on the station. Many of the Joes under the command of the Warden are acting in a strange and somewhat murderous way. We were hoping to also find, if it's possible to deactivate them from the mother terminal.
She'll take a look for that, too. And, she says it looks like the Warden has put in override codes. He's the one that has to do it. Or maybe from if he has a personal terminal. Probably from there, maybe. She takes a closer look, and I think there's other stuff here. I'm trying to find it so I give you guys the right information. It appears Dr. Is it Dr. Clark or Dr. Webb? I just had these notes, and now I can't find where the fuck they went. Where did I read it? All right. Discuss amongst yourselves for a second. I want to make sure, because I feel there was fairly important information here that I don't want to pass up.
I feel like it's a good time to ask everyone, have you thanked your GM lately?
Every day. I send Chris a wake-up text every day, like, thanks for being such great to your GM.
That's fake news, that's for sure.
All right, well, I'll fucking do it now. Fuck you.
As long as by wake up you mean it's after 10 a.m. Because if it
Definitely
literally
not.
wakes me up, I will not be happy.
Yeah.
Fake news. Fake news.
I'll walk up to Eric. Are you Ejiri? It just says doctor.
No, he's Lark.
Curious.
Ajiri's the
Our other
NPC.
NPC.
Oh, okay. I don't want to talk to him. See. So she'll kind of address Captain Lugar and Navarre. So, what do you make of that? She kind of indicates at the burning, smoldering corpse.
Right, Navarre had some interesting findings for this. Fortunately, it seems to be our contact clerk.
Well, I guess we're not going to be touching base with mission contact then.
I think you guys determined that before you dove into the coolant, because everybody gained a point of stress when you guys realized it was clerk. So
Yeah.
But I think I found what I was
Yeah,
looking
what
for
am I at
here.
now?
So
great.
Drabakowski speaks up and she says, "It appears clerk was attempting to access these records as well. The restricted company files, Mother denied him access as well." And, you know, she kind of points out, like, well, he seems like he was pretty high up on the totem pole here, so that, you know, then we're definitely not getting that information. It looks like he decided to try to move his work to the daughter mainframe. And it looks like he tried to override operations from Mother as well. And she looks like that can't be right. He tried to set station to collide with nearby asteroid. Asteroid
An asteroid.
1113B. She looks befuddled. Warden security lockout stopped him. He attempted to redirect station into black hole. Well, that clearly didn't work either. He must have gone mad. All these attempts to destroy the station?
You said the first asteroid you said was 113B?
1113B.
What is that? Is that of any significance to anyone, or?
No, not to anybody here. You guys have never heard that before. Yeah, she just...
Sounds like he's trying to destroy the ship.
Yes,
Or the station, sorry.
but why?
Well, didn't we just find out this weird thing that's spreading throughout the station is getting on our ship now too? Maybe to prevent that from getting out.
Maybe. Although the, I guess, dragon creatures that you referred to threatened our lives without, or for not handing over this strain, maybe Clerk also knew what that was and had refused to give it over as well. That doesn't explain why he tossed the station into the black hole, but I'm more wondering about what brought about his demise.
Meanwhile, back up in ops, you guys have kind of been locked out of part of the operations system at this point, but you found some good information and you have vented all the fires, so the station is no longer in danger of burning. What are the two of you doing?
Let's see. I'm trying to plan a path so I can make my way to the next closest terminal. Go find these clerk logs.
I believe the next one. Do you still have the list?
Main concourse, corrections module, observatory, and engineer office. So the observatory is just right above us, right?
Say the observatory is just above you.
Yeah, let's fucking go check it out. Let's see the edge of the universe.
Okay, as you are discussing this with the two of you, it's you and Dr. Lark on this deck, correct?
Yeah.
Please give me observation rolls.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh, uses a witch. Good.
Oh, whoa!
Pretty good.
4 successes.
Damn, Hedenstrom. You got a few stunts, if you'd like to use them.
Check those out.
Nicely done.
Is it coming for me?
No, it
Are
is
there
not.
more of them close by?
No, there's not.
How do I get in past away?
You
Those
don't.
are the stunts that it lists.
Well, do you have any other questions?
I guess, can you first tell me what I see, and then I can base my questions off that?
Yes, you see the silhouette of what looks like a human run. Where you guys are on this deck. Okay, so you see a silhouette of a human. You guys are currently over here because you're working on the actual terminals, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see someone run past the big viewport towards the in this direction.
Okay.
Looked like a human.
Looked like a human.
Mm-hmm.
Did it sound like they were wearing like shoes, or did they have like metal, fleshy, weird biomechanical feet?
It did sound like they had shoes, yes, of some
Yeah,
sort.
that's a good sign. Did it look like it might have been a Joe?
No.
Okay.
No, it looked like it had a lab coat of some sort on.
Okay. Can we try to cut him off? Dr. Lark, there's someone over there. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Lark sees it, but she doesn't get all those details that you do. So.
Oh, my stress was a 6. That was my extra dice.
Oh, okay. So that would be a 7 because you're at 1 stress right now, which is.
No. So I rolled my stress separately because mine doesn't roll.
Yeah, on a d6 is panic 1, and success is 6, right?
No. You roll a d6 and add your current stress value.
No.
That's
But
if
I don't
you
roll.
panic.
But mine doesn't roll stress dice. So
Right.
I was rolling my stress dice. Right.
The yellow,
Oh,
the yellow
I-
dice.
I understand
Yeah.
now. I am picking up what you're
Okay.
throwing down.
Understood immediately, Eric. I just want to say.
I'm
You
sorry.
weren't spouting
I'm sorry.
crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm the crazy one here. Okay, you have 2 successes. What would you
Two
like to use your
successes.
stunt for?
Does it look like he was trying to be stealthy?
Sort of, yes. It looks like he was trying to sneak past you guys, and you guys noticed him, and he took off when he realized he was probably spotted.
Let's try to catch him.
Trying to cut him off.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an whatever athletics is in this game.
So I'll go up, and I'll try to cut him off in case he tries to run back away from the good doctor. But what is athletics?
I would say
Mobility?
mobility or
Mobility.
stamina. Your choice. Ooh, Hedenstrom. Drops an item. Your stress increases by 1.
Rip.
What are you carrying?
I don't even know at this point. Let's see. I have the stun baton, my suit, a knife, a flashlight, and the CBRN.
I think it makes sense you probably have the flashlight out right now, because all the lights probably aren't working properly. So, we'll say you drop the flashlight as you take off, and you guys try to cut this guy off. You are very fast, Hedenstrom. Obviously, you had more successes. You spotted this guy really quickly and very well. So, you get to where the airlock is, and you see... he tries to run past you and keep going further down the hall, but you'll be able to intercept him. What would you like to do? As you get closer, you notice it is indeed a human wearing a lab coat. It is a human male. He has shoes, but strangely, he's not wearing pants. just has, future space boxers on.
Donald
Now
Duck in it?
Donald Duck again.
That's all you. That's why I didn't catch him.
I can use some stunts, right? Can I give a success to another PC?
Sure.
I'll give a success to Dr. Lark, so we both catch him.
Okay.
Trying to wrangle us, this guy.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah, homies. Yeah, and then we just like to work together and kind of grab.
All
Where,
right.
where
Give
you
me,
going? Wait, stop.
give me a.
grapple the pantsless dude.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Is it like the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy? You're never gonna catch me. Give me a close combat roll, please, and you can take. One of you can do it, and the other one can take an assist from the other.
Yeah, why don't you take the assist? I assume you are better at combat than I am.
Maybe.
I would only have just like a strength of 3 and my stress of 5.
There's no time to decide. One of you just do it.
Okay, where you
All
go?
right.
2 successes.
Okay.
Hey, it works now.
Oh, Dr. Lark, there, it rolled stress for you.
Yeah, I was able to add it as a modifier to my
Oh, okay.
roll.
Great. Okay. Well, that is good. You only needed 2. He had 1. So you guys are able to grab him, wrangle him up, and you see a man who looks something like this. He is older, probably in his 50s or maybe 60s. He's got graying hair with a little bit of white in it, especially the chin of his goatee and on his temples. Otherwise, his hair is a little bit short. He looks a little bit like Sean Connery in this picture, I think. And it's clear he's probably a doctor or, scientist of some sort.
Nice.
And yeah, you catch him. He kind of struggles trying to get away. Well, what do you guys do? What do you say? What do you do?
I'm
Do you
just
have
gonna
any-
immediately. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna see if he has any identification badge on him.
He does. It is a Dr. Asher Webb. And he is... I believe he's like an actual, medical doctor, I believe is what his... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's an MD.
He's one of those.
Yeah, nice. I'll just radio the other guys, like, hey, we got a live person up here. If you guys want to come up.
We got a live one.
Yes.
As opposed to a dead one. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he wasn't a burned corpse, so.
Yeah, and still human, as far as we can tell.
Well, okay, I don't like the way you phrased that.
And from the waist down, he still looks human.
Yeah. What are you doing, guys? Stop fucking fighting us. We're here to help.
He looks like he's very confused and very stressed. His eyes are wide. He's got dark rings under his eyes. Very heavy bags, and he's kind of struggling. No! Just let me go. Leave me. And then finally he starts to. It looks like he's kind of calming down, but he's still trying to worm away from you guys.
Breathe in and out.
Where are you trying to go?
I was just going back to my room. Just let me go. I didn't mean anything. I wasn't trying to take anything. I promise.
So, have you been hiding out in your room the entire time? Also, what happened to your pants?
I don't know. I seem to have lost them.
Where are you coming from?
He looks down and he looks very sad. What? I'm sorry.
Where are you coming from?
Over there, and he points to where the window is, which still has
What
that
were you doing there?
that big crack in it. Remember?
Yeah. What were you doing there?
I was just listening to you.
I was just listening to us save the station. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and you didn't think maybe I'll go talk to them or help?
He looks like dumbfounded, like that's a stupid question, like he doesn't understand.
What is your role here?
I used to do some important stuff. I think. And he like kind of scratches his head a bit. He looks confused.
Can I try and use my counselor talent on him to calm him down?
Sure. Yeah. It might help. We'll see.
Nice.
2.
So, what do you say to calm him down?
Like, we're here to help. We've been we've been going through the station, putting out fires, and, we're trying to gather data. Is there anything, you've been working on, or any way, we can help? Who are you? Trying to get him to calm down and talk.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah. I was studying the lights with Dr. Clerk, and there's an infestation, and there's monsters, and there's aliens on the station, and we were what was it? We were in the med lab. What were we doing? Oh, we were making something, I think.
A vaccine?
Where is...
Yes. No. What's the other thing? Not a vaccine. The opposite one. I feel like I should know this. And he like looks down at his badge, like he looks at MD, like he knows what that means, but he doesn't. And he's like,
Like a virus?
Yes, a virus. Of course, that's what it was. We were making a virus. And then he like stops, like he doesn't know what they were making a virus for or about.
Cool.
Where is this Dr. Clerk?
I think they told us he's downstairs as a corner.
Yeah, you guys know he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Do you still ask him that?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Are you the only one up here?
As far as I could tell, I've seen a couple of the Joes here and there, and I've seen them a few times, but I stay away if I can.
Okay. Do you know what the 26 Draconis is?
Yeah, that was, it's what the creatures wanted us, they were after it. And we were trying to, use it to make something that would kill the creatures. The virus, that's it, the virus.
So you were using the Draconis to try to make a virus to create something to kill the aliens?
Yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what we were doing. Yeah.
Where is your work?
Most of it, I think, is still in the med lab. I've kind of lost track of a few things, and he looks down at his non-existent pants.
Can I rummage through like his coat pockets and see if there's anything in there?
Yeah, there's nothing useful, maybe like a pad of paper or a pen. I'm just seeing if he actually has anything on him. Yeah, there's nothing,
Okay.
Well, actually, he has stuff in his inventory, so maybe he's, it just typical. He's got like a little surgical kit, like, it's like a little thing that would have like a scalpel and maybe some other, emergency tools, and it looks like he has like a couple, various drugs on him, like a bottle of pills or something like that.
Is your room on this deck?
Oh no! I've been hiding all the way at the top. Yes, no one ever comes up there.
The observatory?
Yes.
Do you have clothes up there?
I did, but I can't seem to remember where I put my pants.
Let's
I had
go
them
check,
at one point.
right?
Yeah, they were like
Let's escort him upstairs.
they were a pair of
This
navy
poor homeless
navy
man, a pair of
blue
clothes.
navy
If-
blue
if he-
pants is what they were.
If he's living upstairs, we can see if he's got any research up there.
Yeah, and also we need to go up there anyway. So, yeah, we'll escort him up to his home.
Okay.
Does he seem like a flight risk? Do we need to like tie a rope to him?
No, he seems to be calming down. He seems more like he's just
Okay.
confused, and he's like, who are you
We're like
exactly?
friends now, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm Doctor Professor Berger Hedenstrom.
Oh, a
I'm
doctor. Okay.
Dr. Lark.
Yeah, I feel like I know you two. Well, it's nice to meet you. And he extends his
Nice.
hand, but he does not introduce himself.
Okay. I'll shake it. What's your name?
Uh,
Let's look at his name tag thing.
it says Asher, Dr. Webb. Asher Webb. And he's
Dr.
like,
Asher Webb.
Oh, boy, that sounds awfully familiar. Sure, you can call me Dr. Webb. Always wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Do
This is
the
going well.
name badges have photo IDs on them?
Oh, yeah, it's him. Same guy.
Okay.
No doubt.
Okay, great. Just wanted to be
We gotta make sure.
Yeah, it's not like he's got the ID badge of like a 19-year-old, and he's like, yeah, I'm Dr. Webb. No.
My name's Dr.
Yeah.
Webb. Okay, yeah, so we escort him upstairs to his home in the observatory.
Okay. What does the group of 3, well, I guess group of 5 down on the other deck do at this point? They told you they found somebody alive, without pants.
Sajaad's immediate question would probably be to ask if they're hostile.
We can assume you fill them in on what just happened, so...
Yeah.
I think while everybody's doing that, Navarre he's still sort of over the shoulder of Drabikowski, would lean in and kind of say, you're sure to collect all the pertinent files that you need, right?
She gives you a very slight nod.
Then Navarre would tap her on the left shoulder and kind of turn around and I think would regard Sajaad and say,
Do you try to do that or say that so that no one else hears you? Or notices what you're saying or doing?
I wouldn't be coy about tapping her on the shoulder.
Or what about when you speak? Do you whisper that to her? Or do you say
I think he'd lean in, but it wouldn't be a whisper.
Okay. Alright. We'll assume everybody else sees and or hears that.
Yeah, and then would regard Sajaad and the shock gun and say, do you think this is needed up there?
She looks at you, like, kind of just confused by the general question. It's always needed.
Well,
I
I'm
think-
saying, should we go join them?
Yeah, rendezvous with the rest of the party.
Yeah, no, this area seems pretty secure, and we can't just sit on our thumbs down here, can we? What do you
Alright.
think, Captain?
I agree. Let's roll out.
Autobots.
I can go up the chute.
You know there's a Transformers RPG, right, Kyle?
Oh, that'd be so
just,
sweet.
Just FYI.
Can we?
Maybe. I'd be there's also G.I. Joe by the same company. And Power
I'll drink
Rangers.
honey every.
Not
I'll
that
drink
I'm a
honey
Power
every
Rangers
night if I can be Starscream.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
That'd be
best
a really
choice.
hard voice to maintain.
Yeah. You would ruin your throat.
You could take acting
Oh,
classes.
Megatron.
You could take acting classes from what's his face, the guy that did the voice for Spike Spiegel. You ever see his commercials? Because he did Starscream on one of the shows.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Megatron.
Stephen Blum, right?
It might be. I don't.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, good voice.
So you guys are gonna regroup, go meet up with them.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna drag everybody up. Ajiri, Drabakowski, we need to stick together. Or at least in two relatively secure parties.
Chris, does Ajiri have anything in the way of defense?
Let me see. If I recall, you guys were like one. I think there was enough pistols for everybody. I think it was the suits that you were short on.
Yeah, we were short one suit.
I'm just going to check.
Yeah,
I think it's one.
Here. He does have a pistol on him. I think I put it on everybody's character sheets. Yeah, he took one of the pistols from the captain's ship, and Drabakowski had her own pistol.
Okay. I mean, I think if she's still working, we should leave her with Ajiri, because at least there's like two of them. Or I'll stay as well, but
Perhaps
if there's...
we could, some of us could go check the daughter system. Maybe there's more information that might be pertinent.
And that's up above, right?
I forgot where
Daughter
it was.
was.
I thought daughter was
below us.
Yeah, I think it's on one of the
Oh.
huge. I think it's on one of the big ass decks.
Okay.
Is it?
I'll
It's
just
on-
remind
it's on-
everybody
it's
I'm
on-
74.
It's on deck H, where you met the prisoners, the factory complex.
Oh, don't make me go.
You also know it, and it's you have to get through an area of strong radiation to get to the daughter units.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to
On the one
repeatedly
hand-
cross that.
On the one hand, I'm frail. On the other hand, I could probably bang a radiation out.
Look,
Uh,
if none of you will go, I will do it myself.
Oh.
Oh, I plan to go down there. We're just thinking about timing. Should we check in on the observatory first? I imagine a lot of us will have to cross this radiation barrier to the rest of the station shortly.
As you're discussing this, the station shakes violently again. Everybody,
Oh,
please give
God.
me another mobility roll.
Okay.
am I still panicked?
No, because you
Drop
got a
item.
9, and that ends automatically.
Okay.
Alright, I also panic and get a 9.
Mobility.
Shit.
Freeze.
I can help them with my stunts if they panic.
Hedenstrom, you didn't turn off your panic, I don't think. Because it says you panicked again. But it put you back up to a 10.
Well,
So, does it say what you rolled?
let's see. Stress plus 5. No, it doesn't tell me the roll.
What's your current stress?
6 now.
So it was 5. So it says stress plus 5. The plus 5 is what you rolled. So
Mhm.
you rolled a 5, and your stress was 5?
Was 5. Yeah.
So 10 is correct. Okay. Okay, well, you freeze. So your stress and the stress of Dr. Lark and Webb goes up by 1.
Well,
Anybody else panic? Navarre?
I did. Oh, I sure did.
Everybody's
I
panic.
gotta twitch now.
Everybody's panic, and the other group goes up by 1. I'm sorry, everybody's stress goes up by 1 because he's twitching.
Yeah, Lugar also failed and dropped something.
Okay,
Oh,
what are you holding?
Oh, I got a dang pistol and a stun baton and a torch and electronic tools in my belt, I guess.
Were you holding any of them?
Probably either probably the pistol, because we came from the shootout, and
If you like,
Getting
I'll let you pick either the pistol or the baton, or we can just randomly roll it.
we'll just randomly roll it. Let's say even is baton. All right, it was the pistol.
All right, you not only drop the pistol, but it goes off the edge into the vat of coolant.
Cool.
Everybody who failed that roll gets knocked to the ground as the station shakes, takes a point of damage, and anyone who passed manages to keep their balance.
Can I roll my armor?
Yes.
Sick.
So if you panic, does that automatically count as a fail?
If
Even
it's
if you got...
if it's 10 or more, it's a failure on your panic.
So Sajaad had a stunt, right? Could you
Yeah.
swoop in and save somebody?
Yeah, we'll assume you reach out a hand and can save
yeah,
somebody.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, if I could still help even if they fail and panic.
Sure. Yeah, you can help one of them, or however many stunts you had. You had one stunt. So yeah, who do you pick?
Whoever's closest to me.
You guys are all
I wouldn't
pretty
have
much
time
in
to pick.
the mother unit, so your choice. We'll say it's Drabikowski because you guys were just talking. So
Thank you.
There you
I don't
go.
want to have to pick.
okay,
I don't want anyone to think I'm choosing favorites over here.
okay. So yeah, oops, sorry about that. So yeah, once again, the station rocks. Once again, you can feel and hear the stabilizers fire up as the station starts to reorient again. And you hear Drabikowski curse, "Damn black hole." Alright, what are we waiting for? We should get moving.
Okay, just tell me the way, and I'll take a point. Make sure nothing jumps out at us.
Well, she heads to the ladder and she starts heading down the ladder.
Shit. Maybe radio the others, make sure they're okay. I'm a little like off put by Drabikowski. You know, I'm sorry. I'm metagaming. As she kind of goes down quickly.
I don't think it's necessarily metagaming. She's acting weird.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would probably vocalize this instead of telling everyone else what I'm thinking. I'll look at Navarre and Captain Lugar. Something's not right. Why is Dr. Drabikowski just not scared or stressed or...
Ajiri says she used to be part of the UP. Well, I guess she is still part of the UPP. You know, they do things differently. So, you know, maybe she just wants to get shit done. That's how they do things, right? There's no time to sit around. It's just take orders and work. So she's probably used to that sort of thing.
I don't care where you're from. You don't get used to that. And she kind of points to the mutated, smoldering corpse.
Navarre would be looking at...
All of you would know if you're in the UPP, smoldering corpses is probably not that uncommon. You know, it's Soviet-era Russia, like Cold War. You know, there's espionage, there's, you know, threat of nuclear war. You guys know the UPP and the UA are currently in, like, the frontier war that's going on right now. So...
She knows we encountered some kind of alien life form, and it's just waltzing around like a stroll in the park. Making my job impossible, I'll add.
I think Navarre would look at Sajaad and say, "She did seem to gloss over a couple files. I think she knows more than she's letting on. So maybe we should follow her."
Should keep an eye on her. Okay.
I guess if she snuck off, can I like quickly look up Ironfish while she's
Sure.
down the chute?
Sure. You certainly can do that. Let me just open my notes here again and see what you find out.
How do I delete a thing? Oh, you gotta right-click it. There it goes. Boom.
Depends what thing
Goodbye,
you're trying
gun.
to delete.
Goodbye, trusty gun.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not coming back after that. That's for sure.
For a second, I was like, "Oh, I've got an Evo suit. I could jump in after it." And it's like, "Oh wait, no, that's stupid."
Yeah, Chris, you started it. You're like, so the gun went off, and I'm like, oh god, it's gonna hit me. And then you're like off the edge. And I was like, oh fuck, thank God.
He tensed up for a second there.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I was like, no.
That was totally unintentional, but that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. It's a perfect pause.
I'm trying to find. I think there's a special stuff about this. I just have to find it. Is it weird that I'm using the actual book when I've got the notes here on the computer? The book just feels easier to go through. Here we go.
Something nicer about a
If it's
physical
anything
book.
like if it's anything like Destroyer Worlds and how they organized it, I had to use physical books.
I'm
too.
getting
It's just-
better with the stuff in Foundry, but okay. So I can remember like, oh, it was next to this page, you know. Okay, so Captain Lugar, you start pulling up Ironfish, and when you do, you realize the file is no longer there. It's gone.
Ah, beans. I was hoping I'd be able to see that. Alright. We don't have all day. I'm gonna follow down the chute. Do we need to send somebody up with Lark?
What? Oh, radio. What's it looking like for you guys up there? Everything seem under control? We might have to go down to Daughter.
Things are under control so far.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Where's my damn pants?
Where did you
Sounds like you're having a
leave
party.
them?
Oh, I guess really quick, did they communicate any details from the conversation, or?
I would assume you guys did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, it's not this med lab that's on C here that they mentioned.
That appears to be the only med lab you can find on the station.
I mean, if that's the med lab that was mentioned, we should probably check that.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll let the four of you decide what you're going to do. Meanwhile, up top, Dr. Lark and Professor Hedenstrom, with your new pantsless friend, you make your way up the chute to Deck A, the observatory.
Nice.
And when you get up to here, if you guys remember, look at the side view. It is a long climb from B deck to A deck, and it is basically a single ladder shaft that goes up.
Oh,
It's a little bit claustrophobic,
no way.
but you guys make your way up there. And when you get here, this is kind of like, it's almost like a watchtower at the top of the station. It's a 5 meter, about 5 meters across, so it's not very big up here. There's enough room you guys can all kind of crowd in here. But 5 meters is what? 5, 10, 15 feet? So it's not huge. It's a small room. It's got all sorts of monitoring equipment, and it's got a dome at the top. And the room is dark. You can tell the storm shield shutters are currently closed. One of them appears to be stuck, and it's constantly trying to reopen. It goes a few inches, and then it resets and goes back down, and then it tries to open again, and it goes back down. But you can see that it's like a 360 dome above you guys, but the shutter is currently completely covered over everything. And then you can see there's a terminal that is up here as well that does appear to be functioning, and it is currently chirping a very particular pattern of noises, of chirps. And you can see there are all sorts of half-eaten, like, emergency rations scattered all about. There's some kind of sour-smelling clothes that are kind of bundled in the corner. It looks like he's definitely been loving up here for a while.
Wonderful.
Nasty.
Yeah.
And you see
Super gross.
he starts going over there rummaging through the clothes.
Nice. I'm gonna go to the terminal, I guess. What's going on with the terminal?
So you can see that the terminal is recording the gravitational waves that are generated by the black hole. But it's recording them as these weird, almost like a chirping song. And it appears to be relaying encrypted audio transmissions from the black hole and sending that down to Mother.
Okay. Can I see, like, sort of what the file is, or I would have to go down to Mother to access that?
You'd have to go down to Mother. Yep.
Okay. Well, we've got next steps. Know what I'm going to do there. Can I just open the shutters so we can see what the observatory looks like, when it's open?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you go over there, you fix it, it unjams. The big emergency storm shield begins to retract, and then you're able to see out the various viewports, and you literally have a 360 unobstructed view of space, and my camera got weird all of a sudden. What's going on here? And of the black hole.
Sick.
Why did it get all fucked up? When my hand went by, it got all weird. What if I do that? Does that fix it? No. Weird. Sorry, folks.
Directly in front of your camera, and then slowly move your hand away.
Like, how slow? Is this slow enough?
Probably more slow than you have to, but...
Yeah, I think that fixed it.
Oh, wait, look at that. I'm back, people. Awesome. Okay. Look at that. Scaarr helping out every time, man. You should be a fucking roughneck in the next campaign. You fix everything. Yeah, and you guys get to see the black hole in all of its glory.
Nice.
I will need the two of you.
Yeah.
You know it. I'm going to need the two of you to make an NDD roll. So you're going to roll a D6, and you add +1 every time you have to roll on this table. So this is going to be +1 as the second time you guys have rolled on this table.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we need some better music here.
Total of 4 for me.
It's only bad if you get a 7 or higher.
Wow, weak.
Well,
What'd you get?
each roll a 3.
Okay, so you got a 4 as well. Oh, I guess 3, because you didn't... Well, yeah, you didn't have to roll last time, I don't think. Maybe you did, who knows. Anyway, you didn't roll high enough, so... You're keeping it together. It's not a pleasant thing to look at for too long. It's a little perturbing. And you see that Dr. Webb doesn't appear to notice as he's busy putting on a pair of pants.
Wonderful.
You hear him go, "Yes! I found him!"
I like this guy.
Great. I always knew you could do it.
Thank you, Doctor.
Professor Doctor, but that's okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Professor Doctor. Impressive.
Yeah.
I guess while he's going through the console, I'm gonna kind of check all the garbage and clothes and see if there's anything of notes, notebooks, or I don't know, anything that might have been left up here.
Let me just double check. So you notice this right away as you kind of look up at the black hole for a moment, and you feel like there's something obscuring your vision, and then you realize you're looking at something that's on the glass. And so what we would see is Dr. Lark is looking out at the black hole, and it's kind of obscured by something. And it's kind of like when something in the background goes out of focus and something in the foreground comes into focus. And what we see in the foreground is it looks like something has been sprawled on the glass in some sort of phosphorus paint. And they look like some sort of weird ancient hieroglyphics. And it looks like there's some translations that have been done in English. Are you affiliated with the Gelogod Institute, Dr. Lark?
I don't think so.
It's not in your description. I know a few of the doctors are. I don't know if you are, though.
Hedenstrom is, but
I think it's Hedenstrom and maybe Navarre and Drabakowski.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see it under my description.
Yeah, I think you were just a company droid that was sent with the group. So, you don't recognize what they may be. However, see, this is why the book is better, because it says "see below," and there is no below. So,
They just copy pasted in Foundry, and it's like, well,
I mean, it is literally copy pasted, which
windows.
is, I mean, you get the whole thing at least, but
yeah.
oh, it says "see below," but in here it says "see page 28." Well, that's helpful. Okay. You don't find anything else, though, Dr. Lark. It looks like, yeah, just evidence that he's definitely been scrounging up a living up here in some way.
Is there any paper that I can like copy down what I see
Oh, sure.
to like show the others?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine that Hedenstrom eventually notices this as well, after he stops eye goggling the black hole.
Yeah. Really getting my madness on in there. Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. So what you do eventually see when Hedenstrom takes a look, because you are from the Gelogod Institute, you recognize these translations are from... they're from what are referred to as Star Teacher artifacts discovered on the planet Arcturus. Arcturus in Alien is well renowned because it is a planet where near human alien life was discovered, and there are people called Arcturans that live on this planet. And there's a whole bunch of stuff about them in the lore, with the company, Weyland-Yutani, coming in to try to, exploit them, as companies do. But they more or less are kind of human-like aliens, as in they're from another planet. You recognize that these hieroglyphics are from what some people call engineers. Some people theorize an alien species that predates humankind, and perhaps even some people say or suggest created humankind. And you are able to read in his translation here that he's sprawled. It says, there's two quotes. The first one says, or notes, whatever you want to call them. The first one says, "Humankind must be obliterated." And the second one says, "Do not allow perfection." Hedenstrom, do we know where you're from? What's your nationality? Or what languages you speak?
Taking a look. Don't think so. Yeah, I don't say anything about his nationality. I was kind of getting like Swedish, Norwegian, a name like Hedenstrom, but
Yeah. Maybe German?
maybe.
Roll me a d6, high or low.
Always go high.
Google says Hedenstrom is a Swedish name.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Nailed it.
Ooh, 6.
Okay, well, maybe you were a Swede that grew up in Germany. So,
Well, yeah, German boy.
it's funny, you happen to speak German, and there's one more note, which is also written in German. It says, border bombers, with a question mark.
Border bombers?
Yes.
Okay.
All of you would know that there are rumors that during the frontier war that is currently going on between the UA and the UPP, there have been bombings of various colonies on the borders of the two superpowers and also throughout the frontier. You're assuming this question is referring to that in some regard.
Have we heard any news about new or unnatural, like, bioweapons being unleashed on these border bombs?
Yes. The rumor is that these border bombers, nobody knows who they are, that's the big mystery. Everybody's blaming each other, but people that supposedly were witnesses or have seen them or first-hand accounts, whatever they may be, the rumor is that it's some sort of craft that nobody can identify, or maybe it's a secret Black Ops project that one of the superpowers has, but it appears there is some sort of bioweapon involved in these bombings that have obliterated several colonies. And at this point, the events of Destroyer of Worlds has happened, so you guys may have heard of the supposed border bombing attack on Fort Ariarchus, or the planet Ariarchus. It's Fort Nebraska is the UA base on the planet Ariarchus.
Nice. Okay, cool. None of that is good for us. So
I just want to clarify, the first two notes are translations that have been derived from engineer artifacts or hieroglyphics. The last one, written in German, you probably put two and two together that Webb speaks German, or he knows German, and it's like his own theory, or,
Yeah. Cool. And then the last thing I would like to do is just search for that clerk.
Oh, yes. I have a note for that, too.
Nice.
You are up in the observatory. Okay, I will put this here in the chat. Feel free to read it out to our listeners, please.
Let's see. 85, 09, 15, 13, 21 hours.
So that would be September 15th, 2185.
Nice. Mother locked me out of Cronus network files, did download logs from the Chiron, box, black holes singing, box, daughter to decrypt.
Yeah, and those boxes, they're actually supposed to be the open and close brackets like this. Oh, well, they get typed out weird. It should look like that. They're just spaced so close together. So it's indicating there's obviously missing letters. And I believe each one indicates there is one missing letter. So if there's two of them, there's two letters missing.
Gotcha.
I think. At least that's what the pattern seems to be on some of these.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like just a little bit of that is corrupted, but for the most part, it's there.
Gotcha. Interesting. Gonna copy and paste that into my notes.
And then obviously the last two numbers, 1321, is the time of day, so that would be 1:21 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously military time. So yeah, you guys can kind of piece together what order they're in.
Gotcha. All right, great. Well, we got some interesting information. Dr. Lark, you good to? I'm just going to close the black hole defending barrier.
Okay.
Don't want to go too crazy too quickly. We're only like Act 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, let's go down to Mother and sort of see what's going on with this.
I think we've got
Sounds-
everything we need from here.
Yeah. Gonna look to the other doctor like, we're gonna be leaving. Did you want to come with us, or are you just good to stay here?
Sure. It's probably better to stay in groups, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, now that I may not be a doctor, but I am at least presentable now that I have pants. So
great. Now I can show you to my other friends.
great. Also, I will point out, you see these things that say ambient energy collectors.
Mhm.
You guys, I think. Let me just check my notes here. Yeah, I would say you guys would probably know, at least Dr. Lark, because you're an android. You would probably know that you could potentially connect the Setarina's batteries to these things to recharge them. It would probably have to be a physical connection, though.
So we'd have to like drag a cord or something.
Yeah, you'd have to get like a massive external power cable.
I wonder if they have one of those just lying around.
Yeah, I mean, does it look like they're the materials here to do it?
There very well could be, but you haven't seen anything yourself. But you know that more of the tools and stuff are probably down on the bigger lower decks, like where the factory and stuff are.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe down in the boiler room.
Okay. Well, then I'll keep that in mind going through the rest of the station.
I mean, if it was anywhere, it would be on the station, or maybe you might have that on the ship. It just depends, because you're talking like probably hundreds of meters of cabling.
Right.
So maybe not on the ship, but the station, because it's so huge, might have something like that.
Okay.
I mean, those panels are each about 10 meters long, give or take. Is that what it says? That is not to scale at all. This room is supposed to be 15 meters, and these are 10 meters? We'll say 100 meters. They're those big fucking things that spread out from the Covenant ship.
Nice.
Those big, like, solar sails, we'll say.
Yeah, solar sail shit. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So,
So yeah, basically you just got to take like a big the thing when you're jumping a car, and just clip that on from
Jumper
the ship.
cables?
Exactly. Yeah. You just need a jumper cable for a spaceship and clip that. Clip
It
that
should
on.
be easy. I learned it in my
Yeah.
space mechanic class.
All you got to do is
That's
spacewalk for like
Galagad.
6 decks. It's fine.
Observing the black hole. Yeah.
Well, you got to do the red one on the station, and then the second red one back on the ship, and then come back and clip the final one to the frame.
Black one on the outside of the ship and on the outside of the station.
Yeah, don't put the black one on the black terminal for the last. That it's extremely important not to do that one.
All right. Well, I think that's a great spot to take our break, as we are just at the halfway point here. So I need to go cool down because it's way too warm in this room, and get a Dr. Pepper so I don't fucking pass out. Everybody else, grab Dr. Pepper. Maybe go eat Chinese food. I might go do that myself. We'll see. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Nice.
All right, I'm good.
BRB boys.
Kyle fucking blindfolding the dang camera.
I don't want to fuck up the OBS or whatever.
All right, cool. All right. We are back, listeners and viewers. Let's get weird. Let's get creepy. So you found out a bunch of weird shit up in the observatory. I was really hoping you guys would check that out. I think it's one of the cooler locations on this particular map with the dome.
Oh yeah, that's why I opened it.
Good man. Good man. Also, you wouldn't have seen the note if you didn't open it. So there is a reason to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, we return to the rest of the group, complete with the 2 NPCs. You guys are a bit behind Drabikowski, because she took off, and then you guys had like a discussion about whether or not, she's up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I need is, let's see, we are going down to, I think it was H. That is a long way. I just want to see where all these decks connect. Okay, that goes to... I think you go straight down the chute until you get to deck G. It looks like. Yeah.
Am I still twitching at this point, Chris?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, if anybody has any panic going on, you may end it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, down to deck G, D. Yeah.
The old man is stressed out.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking sitting at 6 stress somehow.
Yep, me too.
Dr. Lark, I feel like I could really benefit from one of your kind lectures on the peace and tranquility of space or some shit.
Of the universe.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say, Dr. Lark's not with you. She's only with you.
You
get her all to yourself. Fix
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
We would have monopolizing this.
We would have had time to talk while we were up there in the observatory alone.
You got a long ways to get down too, so yeah, you definitely have time.
Yeah, quite a talk.
It was command, right?
All right, we'll get back to you guys because we're focused on the other group right now. So yes,
Yeah.
You guys will have to go down the chute for 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4, at least 4 decks. And then on deck G, or on deck... No, it has to be on deck G. You then have to take the long corridor, the 0G corridor, to get to the Junction 9 ladder. Because that's the only way to access Daughter. Unfortunately, you have to go through 2 zones of strong radiation and a zone of weak radiation to get there.
Oh,
However,
sucks.
Drabikowski doesn't have a CBRM kit. And I don't know if Hedenstrom has really made note of all the locations of the radiation. And if he has, I don't know if he shared that with everybody yet. So we're going to say no. I think that makes more sense. She doesn't know what she's walking into, literally. So by the time you guys get down to G deck, now you guys would know that it's marked on your map now at this point if you guys go to the G deck, the main concourse. For those of you that are following Drabikowski, the security muster just north of the chute is where you were originally going to put the prisoners. And you guys realized there was radiation there, so you did not. Also, that brings up a good point. Do you guys contact the prisoners at any point during this, or are we just kind of forgotten about them?
Well, I was briefly considering trying to waylay Drabikowski to, since she's ahead, go contact the prisoners ahead of us. But actually, I kind of wanted to attempt to loot the med bay before we leave deck C, if that's okay.
All right, so we'll say this. So Drabikowski definitely is ahead of you guys at this point because you had a discussion, and she's definitely ahead of you, Lugar, because you're going to stay at the med lab. Do you say this to the others? I'm going to check out the med lab, or you just go in there?
Yes. I'm going to check out the med lab, and I'm going to say if this is what they mentioned from the, I guess, if they relayed Webb's testimony.
Okay.
It might be worth taking a look at. But also, there might be, I don't know, painkillers or something.
Ajiri is like, we can't just let her go alone, and he starts to go towards the ladder to follow her.
You just see this expression of exasperation on Sajaad.
It's like herding cats, man.
Oh my god.
It's like trying to get everybody to show up for D&D on a Friday night at 8 o'clock, you know? It just doesn't fucking happen.
All right.
I'll be 1
I've
minute.
seen-
I can catch up with you. Sajaad, you go ahead.
I've seen you in a fight. They're. I'm gonna stick with them.
All right. Who are you sticking with?
The NPCs.
Okay. All right, so the two of you disappear. Navarre, do you leave Lugar by herself?
Shit. He's torn. Yeah, Navarre's torn. He looks down the chute, wanting to go after Drabikowski, and realizes that the captain will be alone, so he'll lag behind.
Okay. So Ajiri and Navarre take off. I'm sorry, Najiri and Sajaad take off after Drabikowski. So we'll stay here on Deck C as the two of you enter the med lab. Upon entering the med lab, you can see that it is pretty much undamaged. Nothing seems too disturbed or messed up. You can see there are 2 incubators in here, and looks like typical medical supplies you'd find. Excuse me. There are 2 auto docks. Remember, those are the big, basically cryo tubes that you can get into from Prometheus that'll do all the various surgeries on you automatically. And obviously there's a couple, there's a small terminal in here, some desks with scattered files and notes. Things of note that immediately stick out other than the auto dock would be, you see there are several small, those little cell culture discs scattered throughout the room. And Navarre, you can tell at a distance, they've obviously been used for some sort of experiment, but you don't know exactly what, but you notice those everywhere. And the other thing that both catches your eyes is there is a large cylindrical container, maybe about a foot and a half tall. It's transparent, and you can see that it is filled with actually no, this thing is huge. It's like part of the part of the station, so to speak. Like, you'd have to have heavy machinery to remove this. You can't just carry it. It is filled with plasma energy that is like lighting up the room as it's almost like a lava lamp. It's this flowing nebulous plasma, and you can see there is a laser. There's a machine that has a laser on it that's being refracted through this huge tank, this huge cylinder, and you can see thousands of tiny little lights, almost flickering like fireflies, in the plasma. Those are what you guys see when you first walk in.
I was hoping for just just one of those little test tubes that I could put in my pocket.
You could probably find those too.
I guess I'm looking around for maybe like a painkiller or something like that. I've taken a hit from being knocked over in gravity and somewhat stressed out, and barring that, gonna take a peek at the terminal as well to see if
Okay. Yeah, so you definitely can find typical meds here. As a matter of fact, you also find 5 doses of everybody's favorite Naproleve, the stuff that reduces your stress down to 0. But if you take more than 1 dose in a shift, you might get addicted. There's a bottle with 6 Never Sleep pills remaining if you need that burst of adrenaline and that caffeine surge to keep you going, which no one ever needs in Alien, so I don't know why it's an item, but it's here if you need it. And finally, there is a mental relaxant called Chill X, which Navarre, you would know, is the type of meds you would use to help deal with the NDDs. So there's two drugs here that deal with the NDDs. One is called it's a mental relaxant called Chill X. The other one, there's 5 doses of that, and then there's 2 doses of a neurostimulant called Neurotic. The Chill X reduces your accumulated bonus to your NDD rolls by 1, and the other one, the Neurotic, will remove 1 NDD effect that someone is suffering from completely. There's like a med kit and stuff in here too if you need any of that sort of stuff. But yeah, painkillers, no problem. And then as far as clerk's reports, I don't think there's anything in this section. No, there's nothing. None of his reports are here in the med lab on the terminal. But you do notice the terminal also. I mean, you don't know this because we're up at top, but we would see it's there's a chirping chime going off, and it's mimicking the same sound that we heard up in the observatory. You're not sure what it is, Captain. However, there are physical notes in here, which you realize are from Dr. Webb. And you see he's got some logs that appear to indicate some of the experiments him and Clerk were doing. I assume you and Navarre start looking through some of this stuff and trying to figure out what it is? Okay.
Yes.
So there's no rolls needed, because 1, you have a doctor there, and 2, you know what you're looking for. The Dr. Webb's kind of told you some of the stuff. So ultimately what you determine and what you figure out is a few things. The big tube, the cylindrical thing in the middle of the room, it is indeed filled with raw plasma, but what you see inside, those little lights, are in fact the life forms you were sent here to study, the Hesdalen lights. They are, and when you go through some of the reports, what you're able, basic cliff notes, they are an apparent extremophile, which means they are a life form, a microorganism that can live in extreme conditions that normally life cannot exist. And these things were apparently discovered on the accretion disk of the black hole. Which, if you're not a scientist, or you're like me and don't know what the fuck that means, basically, the accretion disk is where all the matter in the black hole falls towards, and has insane amounts of gravitational spin and pull, where nothing should exist. But apparently these things did. Those little lights you see are the actual microorganisms. It looks like there's thousands of them in this soupy bowl of plasma. You can tell by the notes and some of the experiments that have been set up is that if you increase the radiation levels, these Hesdalen lights multiply. They feed off of radiation. And if you continue to increase them, they eventually go dormant, in essence, kind of like they're in like a food coma because they get so overwhelmed. But it seems that they feed off of radiation. Second, in some of the logs here that you see, you can tell that one of the things Webb and Clerk theorized, or they seem pretty convinced of, is that these perfected appear to be blind to creatures that are in hypersleep. You're not sure how they came to this conclusion, but they both seem pretty sure of it. You can also discover that Clerk named these things the from I think it's an old Latin word or an old Greek word, which basically means perfect and kind of translates to the perfected. And finally, there's one other thing in here. Oh, the cell cultures in these little discs, these little petri dishes. There, you can tell all the experiments in these are dead because they've been exposed to air, what have you. But you can tell these are attempts of the experiment that Webb mentioned. Him and Clerk were trying to come up with some sort of virus to reproduce the 26 Draconis strain and apparently use it against these creatures. Finally, you see that there is an actual, like, physical disc in a little disc case on the counter, and it's sitting next to the terminal, and you realize this is the majority of Webb's notes on reproducing the strain. Do you guys spend some time going through this and kind of getting as much as you can?
I'd say so.
Lugar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. A lot of it is kind of like above your head because you're not a scientist or a doctor, but you're able to pick up on stuff and point it out to Navarre, and you can piece most of it together. Ultimately, what it says is that they were very close to reproducing the 26 Draconis strain, and it looks like you guys might be able to finish up their research. However, it requires you to capture and analyze one of those creatures that attacked you, which we know as listeners as a deacon. Wait, is it the deacon? Make sure. No, I'm sorry. The little squid thing that you saw earlier. So it's not as terrifying. You don't have to capture a deacon. You have to capture a squid baby monster. They theorize if they can get this done, you can weaponize the virus to deal with these transformations that are happening throughout the station. He basically explains that he calls it a proto-hive, and it's like a living hive, a living organism that is interweaving itself with the mechanical pieces of the station. And he theorizes that it's basically turning the station into a living organism. Yeah, I think that's everything, more or less. I'm just looking through the notes here if you have any other questions while I'm reading.
I guess to Navarre, should we each grab some of these, I guess, relaxants? So I imagine we'll come in contact with this sort of terrifying visage of the black hole.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be helpful to keep these.
If the two of you would like, you can make an observation roll to get more information as you study the things here. The one thing I will point out, the notes make it very clear. There are samples of the proto-hive in various containers, and the notes make it very clear that they were killed by test samples of the virus. But they were only doing tests. They never, when they finished the tests, then they didn't have a chance to actually make like a full batch of the virus. So they successfully made it, but there's not like a bunch of it sitting here. You have to go make like a full batch for yourself. And it looks like, yeah, you can see there's basically withered samples of the proto-hive in various containers, and there's like a strange red ochre color that's kind of made it deteriorate and die. But if you want to make observation tests, you might learn more.
Yeah, can I do analysis?
Yes, but this is a separate... You can do analysis, but this is a separate observation test for this particular information.
Oh.
Because this is reading through his notes and trying to understand what they were trying to do. You can both do this. You don't have to be a scientist to do this.
Oh boy.
My stuff's pretty high. Alright, you've just got drop item. That ain't too bad. Maybe I'll try as well. What were we talking about? Observation? Nope.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Not great.
So, Navarre, you drop an item, and Lugar, you freeze. Your stress, and so does Navarre's stress, goes up by 1. And here's what happens. Here's why you freeze. Is Navarre is holding up a vial with a black liquid in it. And as he's shaking it around, he realizes what it is. It's a small sample left over of the Draconis strain. And he drops it. It shatters on the desk in front of you, and there's a splash of black goo. And if we zoom in really carefully with our high-def cameras, we also see some black spores come out of this.
Wait. I don't want to, clamp on your great narrative that's happening here, but can I blow a story point to make that not happen?
No, because all story points do is give you a success on
success.
the roll. Yeah.
And we're all panicking, and it wouldn't help anyway. Damn it.
Yes.
No.
Good try, though. Good try. I do think story points should be a little more powerful in this game, considering how rare they are, but
Yeah.
maybe we'll house rule that in the next campaign, but them's the cookies. So, I would like you to each make a roll versus a disease. And I have to find out what the... I believe it's a stamina roll with no stress, but let me double check, because it's against the disease itself, which it's an opposed roll. Is it under this? Maybe? You know what? We'll just get the fucking book again.
Take your time.
Book never lets me down.
God, I'm so glad I didn't go with you guys.
I mean, if you still had your suit on, you'd be fine, but, you know. Okay.
It's a good thing I'm wearing my Evo suit. It's the best protection against all of this.
Make a stamina roll, and the disease has a virulence value, which you do not know, in this case. So I roll X number of dice. So if it's virulence 10, for example, I would roll 10 dice. If it's virulence 6, I would roll 6 dice. And whoever has more successes wins. I'll make one roll for the disease, and you guys make your rolls. Just straight stamina, no stress.
Is there a way to make that no stress? Stress modifier.
I believe there's
Do you
a
have to
You right click.
Did you just do 0, 0?
Yeah. That should work.
No.
I think you have to subtract the
You have
stress
to
dice.
stress modifier and just put in the literal value of your stress
Well.
so that it reduces
Well,
it.
that's fine. We'll just ignore the stress. That's fine.
Okay.
If you roll
Let's see
it.
if this works. Right?
Captain, would you like to push?
Because I have stamina. I guess if it's no stress, can you push?
I will let you push, yes, but you will get a stress for doing so.
I'm right up there here.
You could also use a story point. And I should double check. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it's beat or if it's equal or beat, because it depends how this. Let me read how this works.
Yeah, I guess if it's 1, that's if I use a story point, that's just 1 success, and it means nothing if I don't beat whatever it is.
I mean, I would probably push and story point.
Okay, so it is an opposed roll, So let us look at the rules for opposed rules really quick. Wow, first page. This fucking book is so good. All right. Sometimes rolling a success isn't enough. To win, you have to roll successfully and roll more successes than your adversary. So I guess that means in this case, if there was a tie, neither of you would win. So the disease would not infect you. Technically, I guess. It's a weird way to look at it, but... So we have 2 successes for Navarre, 0 for Lugar. Do either of you want to push and or use story points?
What was the first drug thing that was mentioned earlier? I know what that is, right? The stress.
Yeah, that reduces your stress to 0.
Okay.
Permanent, like
Yeah,
your stress goes away.
that's great. I'm gonna go ahead and push, and then probably take some drugs.
Oh, he's got a success.
Hey.
All right, I'm up to 1.
Now, do you use the story point is the question. Navarre, what about you? Are you happy with 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And where would, do we have a... Oh, yeah, I don't have a story point, so...
Everybody should have a story point. You guys all did
we
your...
all-
You guys all
earned
got
ours.
you all got it from your agendas from Act 1.
Oh, okay.
I think I used mine last session, but yeah, I think I was the only one who used it.
Yeah, I
so-
think you used it on your observation talent thing, if I recall.
something like that. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so...
Yeah,
I mean-
to fix the hacking sort of
Yeah,
thing.
that was right. Yeah, to fix so we could vent all the other.
Oh yeah,
locations.
and that's where you got all of Clark's notes too, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn story points.
That
Way
was
to
a
go.
good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep mine for a dramatic thing. I'm going for the death speed run anyway, so
Okay.
I need to make a narrative.
Declaration.
Yeah, with my story point. I don't
Wrong
need to,
RPG.
maybe live for a little bit longer.
Can
That's
I use
nothing.
a glory point to make a narrative declaration?
No,
Yeah,
because
I
it's a
think-
wrath point. So fuck off.
Right. Stupid. I'll go. Damn. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
All right, final answer, Navarre.
I'm gonna have to... yes, I'm gonna use mine.
Okay.
Yes,
You have 3
absolutely.
successes. Okay. 3 successes and 1 success. We shall see what happens as your bodies may or may not fight off an infection. So, we zoom back out as we see spores enter orifices such as nostrils and ears. You guys feel a little tingle in your body, maybe. You quickly clean that up or put your suits on, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
Suit on.
you failed because you had a 10 on your panic, Lugar. So you fail that roll, but I believe the initial roll you did pass, Navarre. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, you had 2 successes. Okay. So, there's a couple things you deduce. Makes sense, you're the doctor, you're the scientist. So, this is a living virus they have created through reverse engineering and or replicating the Draconis strain, which itself appears to be derived from some sort of black goo. It is deadly to the protohive and any creatures that are genetically bound to the protohive. This should be very deadly to them, if not fatal. Second, they had not found a way to concentrate the pathogen or a way to administer it to the hive yet. So that's something you guys got to figure out. This fucking camera's getting all messed up again. That did not
You
work
have to
that
totally
time.
cover it with your palm.
Oh my god, this is so dumb. Come back. Oh yeah, good camera. And last, you will need a living proto-xenomorph, which is the squid babies. Or you could try to go for a deacon, but you think the squid would probably be a little easier to catch. Maybe not easier, but not as dangerous.
I mean, the cat managed it, so
We have the deacon downstairs that I took.
I
Samples
need a
from.
live one.
Oh, it's got to be alive. That's strange, but okay.
Yeah, of course. Of course it's live.
Well, I mean, fuck us.
Okay.
I guess we'll just go find a squid baby.
You also know this virus they've made is quite resilient. So it shouldn't be too hard to figure out a way to administer it to the hive once you get what you need. And you know you have all the equipment here in the med lab to produce it in enough concentration to make enough that you can deal with whatever's going on. It will take some time, but yes, you have everything you need. You just have to get a sample from a living proto-xenomorph.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like they're the main antagonists of the game and the story is or whatever. You know, whatever.
Meanwhile, downstairs, you guys going down the decks. Are we doing anything about the prisoners, or have we just kind of forgotten about them at this point?
I don't remember what we were doing with them, I'm not gonna lie.
We were going to have them go up to Ops, but they can't get past the warden's deck because him and all the fucking
You
Joes
offered to
got
help
into that.
them overthrow the warden and deal with him after you dealt with the fires.
Oh,
Yeah, the main thing
I mean,
we
we're
wanted
still working on it.
was to like move them off of deck H while we vented it, so they're hiding out in G. And I guess the only thing I would want to do is like tell them, hey, we did the vent thing. Feel free to go back to your zone and not like be holed up in a tiny.
Yeah, they're all
You know.
here where Wix is at. Well, Wix would message back to your, comms back to you like, well, wait a second, Captain. That wasn't the deal. The deal was we vent the place, and now we go deal with Sykes. Where's your crew? Where are you guys at?
We're split up. There's a lot of non-literal fires to be put out on the station.
Okay.
Did
and
you want us
what's-
down there to
what's that
with
mean?
enforce right away?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Dykes isn't going anywhere. We need to scrounge up some supplies.
Supplies for what? The
We're
longer we
overthrowing the Joes.
the longer we wait, the more he's gonna fortify that place. We need to get in there and deal with him now.
I'm gonna look at Navarre and be like, I don't remember. Were we gonna shoot everybody?
I think Navarre at this point, especially after dropping the vial, would be like, "We're not even supposed to be here. I need to go. I need to see what's going on with Dravakowski," and would want to leave as quick as possible, away from the spore area.
All right.
You can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'll say I'll be down to talk shortly. Lugar out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and snatch up a bunch of the stress drugs and take at least one of them.
Okay.
And also
yeah.
leave at bay as soon as humanly possible.
Okay.
I think Navarre would snatch one right before he stormed out of the med bay as well.
Okay. You can each take a dose and reduce your stress. There was 5 doses. Now there's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
You got 3 left. You take all the other drugs too, I assume.
Sure.
Well, with us, but not.
Yeah, no, yeah. you do not consume all of the drugs at once, but you take them with you. That's what I
We're
meant.
just like sitting cross-legged across from each other, taking drugs.
Yeah.
just an addiction speed run.
So does that reduce the stress completely or by 1?
It's to 0.
Oh, to 0. Oh man, look at me.
Well, that's a good drug right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But if you
I
take
need that in real life.
don't don't take it more than once per shift though, otherwise bad shit happens.
Yeah, he would storm off, eat it, and then turn around and be like, "Hey, let's go."
All right. Get you guys off of that deck. Okay. So, Group 2. You make your way down to the main concourse, I believe is where we're going to end up. And so we're on Deck G. This is where you would need to cross through all this radiation. Oh, wrong dude. To get through. So we got a Jerry, Sajaad, and who else? Is that it?
Following Drabakowski.
Drobakowski.
Trying to catch up with her. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Where's Dr. Lark and Hedenstrom?
We're still
We
up.
were heading down to meet up with everybody.
Okay.
we
Well,
were
that
going
plan's
to
out the window. So
We were going to Mother
okay.
because we need to find out what the singing from the black hole is.
Okay. So it is literally just Sajaad and Ajiri right now trying to catch up with Drabakowski.
Well, and
Yeah.
Captain and Navarre.
Yeah, but you guys stayed behind to fuck around in the med lab, so this is
Right.
going on while you guys are inhaling black spores. So
Oh, gotcha.
you're fine. Anyway, so Sajaad, you and Ajiri make your way down the ladder trying to catch up to her. Do you say anything to him as you guys are hustling?
What is he wearing?
He would have his suit. He's probably got it on. Yeah, he's got it on right now.
What was Drabakowski wearing?
She also has a suit on, but she's not encumbered by it. She's got her suit on, but she doesn't have the helmet on. She's just got a rebreather mask on. Ajiri looks like he's got the whole suit on.
As I were going down, I am gonna say to him, "Damn, doctor, she's going right through the rad area with no helmet."
He tries to raise her on the comms, not the Vox, the comms, but he does not get through to her. It's all static.
Just trying to play catch up then. Speed through it.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we just need to be fast then. If I recall...
Done in 0G.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're designed for, to go fast. I mean, I don't know how much faster flying through 0G is than running, but, whatever. However, I believe we determined that these do not protect you from radiation. So, you are going to gain a rad point from the strong radiation. I guess we'll do this. We'll do mobility tests. So because this is strong radiation, it happens over the course of a single round, which is a few seconds. So we will make this a formidable test, which is -3.
-3 on my base.
Yep.
Alright.
Cheery.
Hey! One success.
Oh,
Nice.
you got it. Nicely done. All right, let's roll for old Ajiri here. -3, bro. The suit doesn't give any negatives, does it? I think we determined this last time.
0G.
Oh, he's got a success as well. Okay.
Good, I don't have to use my story points.
Okay. He does have rad from earlier, though. Oh, no, it's already on his character sheet. He's good. Okay. All right, then the next one. It's weak radiation. So that's only if you stay there for a shift, so that won't matter. But then, when you climb down the ladder, junction G9, to get to the factory level, deck H, there is strong radiation here again through that ladder chute. So I'll need another mobility test here at -3 to get through the strong radiation. And unfortunately, Drabakowski does not know what is going on right now.
Right.
Okay,
Guess I will use a story point after all.
Okay. I should have that first one secret there, but we can see that Dr. Ebikowski took a point of health damage from that first burst of radiation. As
Classic
does...
Rabakowski.
Okay. So you take a rad point, Sajaad.
I do.
Yeah, because you failed that test.
I'm gonna burn a story point.
Okay, you're fine then. You're fine. Oh, good thing too. You rolled a 6 on your stress. Nicely done. Okay, and for Ajiri. Oh man, he passed. What a bro. Good thing too. He's only got fucking 2 HP. Okay, so you guys make it down here. Put you on this level. Where's the other one? There's Sajaad. Okay. So we are down on deck G. Nope. Okay. So basically, you guys come down this ladder chute, and then it opens up into a single hallway which goes into a T intersection, left and right. There are 2 daughter mainframes, one to the left and one to the right, and each of them are their own separate room, which are identical to, like, the mother room we would have seen in the first Alien. And between the two of you, you would probably know that the rooms themselves are shielded from radiation. You know, they're meant to be protected because they're such an important part of the station. Which one do you go into? Because the doors are closed on both, so you don't know which one she's in.
I'd try to hail her again, or ask Dr. 2.
It seems the static is even worse down here.
Shit.
You're guessing because of the radiation. Also, as you've made your way through some of these halls and down the ladder, you notice more of the arteries of the hive.
Okay. You said there's one near my left?
Yeah, you see here on the map? You're on the wrong map. Go to deck H.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Why I'm confused.
The north part here at the very top of the map, where it says comms tower. Yeah, there they are. So you don't know which one. You guys just came down this ladder, and then there's a daughter mainframe on either side of the hall.
Yeah, we'll go left.
Okay, I'm just going to roll to see which one she went into. Okay, so you open it up. She is not in that one. But there is an open daughter system here. You can see there's all sorts of listening sensors and things like that down here as you make your way through the comms tower.
I'll double back.
Okay. You get to the other one. She's in there. She's working on the daughter system, and let's see. Yeah, you do see that the first one that you open up is it's obviously working. It's powered. It's going. It's doing something. You get into the other one, and she's in there. So she's in this one right here. Oh, I'm sorry, you went to your left, so she's in the one on your right. And it looks like she is working at the station right now. When you come in, she points her gun really quick because she doesn't realize it's you guys, and then when she sees you, she lowers the gun.
What's the situation?
It looks like our doctor friend has been at work down here, and she's kind of looking in, and she's tapping away at the keyboard. He's networked all of Daughter 2 here with terminals across the station to increase processing power. Quite clever, actually. Running some sort of algorithm. Looks like, and she's typing away. It looks like trying to decode the transmission from the black hole. This chirping. Something from Deck A on the observation deck. And then she clicks a few more buttons, and all of a sudden you see, like, the supercomputer, you know, the actual terminal starts lighting up, and it's spitting out numbers, and it's, like, going haywire, and she's, like, looking at it like, what in the hell is this? And she's taking a look, and she's like, these are coordinates, I think. Interstellar coordinates. And then you guys start to piece that together and look at it, and Ajiri's like, that far out? And it's hundreds of parsecs out from known space. And she looks...
field doctor.
Are you talking to Drabakowski or Ajiri?
Drabakowski. She's a doctor too, right?
Yes. Colonel Doctor, remember. You can see she's a little pale looking. She's sweating a lot. She doesn't look great. I'm fine. Why?
Because you just passed through 2 heavy rad areas.
She looks a little concerned and then tries to focus again on the task at hand. Not much.
How much time do you need?
I don't think there's much else here to learn. I'm not sure what these coordinates are, but she types them down and, you know, puts them into, like, her data pad or whatever. It could be important. Let us check other unit.
Sajaad sighs. Just waits.
Alright. So she runs across the hall to the other station. And, do you go there, or just wait for her in here?
Yeah, I'm just, like, white on rice.
Okay. So the 3 of you go in there. She accesses this computer and begins checking things out. She says...
I'll check again while she does that to see if I can reach the others. Or if it's still static.
No, it's fried. Something's fucked up. She looks. There's all these lights lit up all over this room. There's access tubes, there's keyboards, there's monitors. It looks like somebody has really been at work in here. I'm sorry, wrong description. You can see that this system is actively at work on something as well. And she's looking and she's like, here we go. Clerk set something up here. It's decrypting files on the Cronus. And she looks... it'll still be a little time before it's done. But I think the daughter will be able to break this.
We'll be able to get access, right?
Yes.
Well, that'll be something at least.
She says,
Why don't we have communications down here while you're in the system? Can you see what's going on?
It could be the radiation. The mother and daughter units are shielded. So if anything were to happen, kind of like black box on ship. Only think bigger for space station.
Is there any kind of system that we could reach out to in the medical area, like a PA, like an announcement system that we can?
There is. I don't know if there's a terminal down here though. I don't think there is. Let me just check what else it says.
How is she interacting with daughter?
Drabakowski?
Yeah.
She seems fine. She doesn't need to have any issues or any problems.
No. I mean, how is she interfacing with daughter? Is it not a terminal of some kind?
Well, each daughter has its own terminal. Think of it like it's a big supercomputer, basically.
Yeah.
But there's no like intercom system down here. It doesn't look like. Okay. She's like, no, it must be radiation, probably fried sensors. We're safe in here,
smart
though.
Person amongst us, so I don't know what else to ask other than wait for this lady.
Yeah, she, Ajiri's just kind of like looking around, like, so, and he kind of looks to you, Sergeant. He says, so, should we, what's next? Do we stay down here and wait for the data? Should we go meet up with the others?
Pat, we need to make sure we get everything we need from down here, because going back up is going to be another pass to radiation. And by the looks of Dr. Trabowski, we probably need to go to the med lab. And that's where they are.
That'll be fine. I've seen worse.
Yeah, I can really tell that your self, like, not getting harmed is your first priority, Doctor. You've really proven that to me.
Give me a... Oh, what should this be? If you wish, you don't have to. Either a manipulation or observation test. Your choice. Or survival. Any of those I'll let you do. You can see there's a look of frustration and, like, doubt or sadness that kind of flashes over her face for a moment. And it looks like she's about to say something to you, and then she kind of just goes back to trying to pretend to work.
Hey, what is this, like, more important than your own life, Doctor? What you trying to achieve here?
It's better if you don't know anymore. It's too dangerous.
I think we're in danger up to our necks as it is, and as my job as head of security, keeping you all safe, I think I should know as much information as you have. How am I going to protect you or get any of us out alive if I don't know what's going on?
She gives you a genuine, like, it's like a look of resignation, almost like a smile, but it's like truly sincere and genuine. She says, Sergeant, I don't think you should worry about me. My safety is not your... You can't protect me from what I have to deal with.
Sajaad gets really serious. You know, something like divine is going on at this station here. And I think I do know how to save us.
She looks at you with a curious, kind of questioning look. She says, I'm not sure what you really think is going on here, but trust me, the people that have sent me here, you cannot protect me from, and it is best for your own safety and everyone else if you don't know more. I don't want any of you to get hurt. Truly.
At this point, Sajaad's actually kind of like half listening to her, and it's kind of obvious she's thinking about something else. And when Dr. Finishes what she's saying, she kind of like mutters something to herself and pulls out her book again and kind of starts looking over it to herself and gets rid of a stress point.
Okay. You see,
wait for her to finish what she's doing.
Ajiri is like looking between the two of you like, what the fuck? And he looks to you, Sergeant. He says, are you feeling okay, Sergeant?
I'm just trying to piece it together. A lot of coincidences, a lot of a lot of. It's like every question that gets an answer also creates 2 more questions. I gotta look over this for a second.
You see he's about to say something, and then, like, you go back to the book, and he, like, lets out this exasperated sigh, like... And then he, like, looks over to Drabakowski, and, you know, he tries to kind of, like, reason with her, like, you know, I don't want to see anyone on this team get left behind or hurt. And, you know, she actually has, like, a genuine response to him, and she says, Doctor, you seem like a good man, and I appreciate your concern, but as I said, I think it's best if you all don't worry about me and take care of yourselves. I don't know where my path is going to lead, but I know it won't be a safe one, and it certainly won't be safe for the rest of you. And I'm gonna make a secret set of roll here to see what they decide to do. Because we all love when the GM gets to play NPCs versus NPCs. Alright. Ultimately what happens here is Ajiri kind of wins out on this test. So he is going to stay here with Drabakowski, and hopefully with you, Sajaad, unless you decide to go off on your own. But he decides that he's going to try to protect and or save her from whatever it is she's dealing with. And obviously he doesn't think her going through the radiation by herself is a good idea. So whenever Sajaad comes out of her revelry and her divine intervention moment, you can decide what you want to do. But, you know, we would have kind of a serious scene of 2 people, probably from very different walks of life, if we could see what their backstories and personal agendas were. And Ajiri says, no, I'm not leaving anyone again. We're all getting out of this together. Meanwhile, Sajaad is in the back, like, muttering to herself, looking over this book. So, I think we're back to Hedenstrom and Dr. Lark. You guys were making your way down to Mother, correct?
Yeah. No, unless Dr. Lark just wants to go somewhere else.
Okay. Well, you get down to Mother with no real problems. That was
Which deck is that?
Deck C. And what are you looking for on Mother again? Remind me?
So the readings from the observatory were being sent to Mother. The chirping that was being, like, analyzed.
Yes. Give me a Comtech roll, please.
Also, during the long climb down that ladder, I would have used my signature item, slowly rubbing the barcode tattoo on the back of his neck,
Okay.
reminiscing about the horrible encounter he had with that person, and reducing his stress by an additional 1. Yeah, now we're down to 3 because Dr. Lark gave me an impassioned speech and got 1 success, so I got 2.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
All right. So what do you need me to roll?
A Comtech roll, and if Lark is going to assist you, you can take an assist here.
Yep. Unless you want me to take it. I don't know if you're better.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty solid here. So it just gives me 1 extra dice.
Yes. Now, this is going to be... I'll tell you this. The more successes you have here, the more information you're going to get, rather than giving you a negative. So, the more successes, the better.
Okay.
So
I'm rolling 8 dice.
We'll implement the house rule of... you'll need a certain number of successes to get specific information, but every success will give you something.
Eric, would you be rolling more than 8 dice with 1 assist? Okay, so I'll just fucking go balls to the wall. We're rolling.
Before you do... Oh,
fuck.
well, that's okay.
Well,
Good roll. Good roll.
Yeah, okay.
Dr. Webb would be like, what is it you're looking for exactly?
Oh, well, you see, up in the observatory, there was like a chirping sound coming from one of the monitors. I looked into it. I guess the black hole is singing, and that singing is being analyzed by Mother, so I'm trying to figure out what the singing actually is.
All right. You can have another bonus because he'd be like, "Oh, I think I know what you're trying to find," and he like points you through like a couple different files or directories to go through.
Womp womp.
Doesn't help at all, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 3 successes. Do you want to push or story point for more?
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't have a story point left, but we're gonna push.
Risky.
Fuck.
Oh, and not worth it.
But I keep it together.
Yeah.
And then the reroll from the other dice. Oh, that's 4.
Ooh, so he did help you.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Well, that's good. I was thinking you needed at least 3. So,
Oh, okay. Oh,
this is what, between you and him, determine. He points out you're looking for something called Project Ironfish, and when you look, you do not find it. And when you get to where he's telling you to look, he's like, it's gone. There should be a file there for Project Ironfish.
Okay.
With your extra successes, you can tell that someone clearly has either erased it or transferred it off of this mainframe.
So, is there a way to see, sort of like to audit the most recent changes made to this database?
Oh, sure. With 4 successes, yeah.
So, can I see when that information might have been erased?
Oh, it was like within the last 15 to 30 minutes. Basically, it was when the rest of the group was down here.
Yeah, that fucking bitch. I knew it.
I don't know if Hedenstrom really knows
Hedenstrom
that.
does not know that,
Yeah,
but
you don't,
I know.
You don't necessarily know who was on the computer, but you know it was. I mean, you've narrowed it down to a
6
suspect
people.
pool of like 5 people. Yeah.
Okay, great. Fucking amazing. Cool. Sweet. So, but it's still analyzing that information, so it's...
So what it's doing is it's sending... Something is being sent from the observatory down here, but the place it's being sent to, it's like that directory doesn't exist anymore, so it's just sending it to nothing. So now it's not even accumulating because there's nowhere to accumulate to.
Can I create a new directory and redirect it there?
I would say with 4 successes, yes, you can.
Sick. Let's
Check the recycle bin.
I will go to the recycle bin.
It's been empty.
They shredded it. No.
Yep, it's,
That was my 1 assist.
Great.
That's awesome. And we'll say at this point is when you guys would run into Navarre and Captain Lugar as they're coming out of the med bay, looking surprisingly stressed and calm at the same time.
Oh, hey guys, what are you guys up to?
Definitely not tweaking.
He's going to immediately turn and look at Lugar.
Definitely not doing drugs.
All good.
All straight edge over here. Don't worry about that.
Whatever the insight roll is in this game, I'm inciting.
I
Great.
know, yeah.
Feeling great.
Hey, just a quick question. Did one of you guys access Mother like 15 to 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, Drabakowski was basically on point on the terminal there.
Okay. So she... can't prove it, right? I wasn't there. She definitely deleted some information about something called Project Ironfish.
Oh, you know that happened. That's interesting because, in fact, she did. I was staring over her shoulder and tried to check up on her weird, like, kind of cagey looks to the terminal, and but
What's
by the
she
time
doing now?
Sajaad followed her down to daughter,
So did Ajiri.
as did Dr. Shear.
Hey,
Also-
Sajaad, you there?
You guys do notice, you will say you guys are here in this area where you meet up outside the chute. You do notice that there are more of the hive arteries and tendrils, and it looks like there's quite a few of them coming through this door here that leads to the hydroponics.
Oh, we should check that out too.
When you
Not
try
going
to
there.
when you try to call Sajaad, there's nothing but static.
Okay, so she's potentially deleting stuff on daughter too. Great. Is she a UPP spy? I know we don't. This is kind of like a touchy subject. We don't want to always ask that. But
I know that's kind of racist of me to say, or
Right.
not racist,
Oh,
but
that's
profiling.
nationalistic.
That's profiling. Yeah, nationalistic profiling.
But she's deleting information, which might be helpful to our survival. Not even sure at this point because we don't even know what Project Ironfish is, because she's deleting it.
Oh. Are you saying that's relevant to what's happening on the station now? I was hoping, in my heart of hearts, that was just some political bullshit.
Feel like it probably is, because she's deleting it.
I suppose there'd be no reason to save it here if it wasn't.
Right. Yeah, okay. When we next meet up with her, we should probably have like a talk and figure out what's going on. Just wanted to not be the only one who saw that connection and then suddenly have to take action by myself.
Aloysia puts her head in her hands. It's like, God.
We should probably head down now.
Oh, shit.
I feel like we should check out hydroponics, actually.
That's interesting, because that's exactly the opposite of how I felt.
I wanted to not go there. Okay. Well, you guys can go down and stop Drubikowski, and I'll check on hydroponics because there's just a whole bunch of these metal veins going there, which seems like a bad thing.
If you want to do that, I'm not going to leave, at least until you open the door. And we take a brief glance in there.
Okay, sounds fair. Do any of you guys have a gun?
Not anymore.
Yes.
Starting to run short on those.
Yeah, well, mine fucking dropped into the abyss somewhere at some point. Can I borrow one of your guns when I go in there?
So you dropped your own, and you want to borrow one of mine. You want to borrow mine. How about I go with
yeah.
you?
Yeah, that would be great, Lark. I'm so happy you're gonna come help me. Okay, so let's open the door.
Point the gun in.
Exactly, and just, I don't know, yell breach or something.
Use the flashlight. I think somebody has a flashlight.
Not anymore. Guess what happened to that? I dropped it.
Well, I'm not gonna let you borrow any of my stuff. I'll use my flashlight and my gun.
Okay. Listen, I can't control what Chris makes me drop. It just happens.
Just don't roll that result, bro.
Dog, I wish I wouldn't.
Get that fucking gauntlet from D&D, the locked gauntlet, so you can never drop your item.
Yeah.
Instead, you just break your hand because you refuse to let go of it.
I don't know if that's a worthy trade-off. So we will open the door to hydroponics.
Okay. You do so, and it, starts to raise, and you see that there's these veins and tendrils, working their way through the door, and it, doesn't go up all the way, and it slams back down. You try it a couple times, and eventually it goes up maybe about 2-3 feet, and you hear this awful crunch and grind of gears, and clearly something stops working, and the door stops about 2 feet off the ground.
Oh, something just occurred to me. Do any of you have one of the rad sort of sensors? Okay.
The red kit, yeah.
Do you mind taking a peek at that? And
normally Chris tells me if the Geiger counter goes off, but is the Geiger counter going off?
I have it on this deck for some reason, but I don't know why, so let me see.
I think we determined that anytime we were near those veins, there was some amount of radiation.
That is true. So that might be what it is. Because I don't see anything particular here that points out actual rads. So it's just minor stuff from the veins and the arteries.
Okay.
The hive. We'll just say the hive at this point.
So 8 hours a shift?
I mean, it's giving off radiation in the sense that I mean, at this point now, what they just discovered, I don't know if they share any of that with you, but at least Dr. Navarre, being a doctor, would know, because those things were feeding off of radiation, and it seems there's these hive nodes everywhere, these veins and arteries, they're giving off the radiation. So he's guessing it's probably just because they consume so much radiation that they give it off, but it's minor amounts. It doesn't have any effect on you guys.
Okay.
Unless I tell you it does, and it does not at this point.
Okay.
So it's like you've got the Geiger counter, right? It's like, okay, over here, nothing, but then when you point it towards the hive, it goes up like by a little bit.
Tick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get under there and see what's going on inside.
Like, don't consume or handle this without gloves, and like, don't ingest it. Don't stare at it. Like this. This should be okay.
Don't stare into the abyss too long.
Exactly.
You have a little bit of abyss.
So you crawling in?
Yeah, fucking.
Attaboy, Hedenstrom.
Yeah.
You crawl in, and as you get under the door, you can see more of these tendrils, and you look up, and there, at one point, was what you'd expect a hydroponics area to look like. Huge amounts, all these things that you see here on the map, these rectangles, those are like huge, like rows, like at a warehouse. Like if you're at like Menards, for example, right? Huge, or Home Depot, because Menards fucking sucks. So Home Depot, you got these huge multi-level shelving units, but it's for plants. So plants for keeping the station fed, plants for making oxygen, plants for probably medicinal purposes, all sorts of things, right? However, they are all dead, overgrown, or mutated. And you can see that this whole room, which, takes up like a third of this deck, is basically become this disgusting, slimy, black resin-like jungle of interwoven branches, trees, veins, and arteries, both organic and mechanical looking. You see, all throughout this room, there are these beehive-shaped objects that look kind of like a cocoon, like an insect cocoon.
Kyle's eyes just like wide.
There's scaffolding around the backside here by the viewport that goes around like the sides, the arc right there. And you can see that between some of these branches and leaves, you can see the viewport out into space. Also, actually, it is quite huge because it's this massive viewport. As you're in here, you see a couple other things. First of all, through the viewport, you see the black hole.
Oh, so cool.
So, why don't you give me another one of those NDD rolls?
Oh man, this is +2. Oh man, I rolled a 1, so only three.
Okay. You love it. You love it. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. But then your eyes are brought back to this resin jungle. And you see coming out of somewhere to your left, you see a strange creature emerge. It looks like it may have once been human. It's bipedal. But it is got these long extended arms, and it's walking like a gorilla, like on its knuckles. The skin is kind of this weird translucent look, and the head has elongated quite a bit, to where you can't really tell where the forehead ends and like the back of the skull begins. It looks almost like the skin is so translucent on the head, It looks like it's got like a bubble of a helmet over its face. Its eyes are pitch black, and its mouth is open in this distended look of pain and anguish. It moves to a corner. It doesn't seem to notice you, and it's got these black veins all throughout its arms and body. Like, you can see it was wearing regular clothes of some sort. You're guessing maybe one of the staff here on the station, or maybe a flight suit. It's hard to tell at this point, but it was at one point wearing clothes of some sort. You can see tears in it, rips, and through that you can see parts of its skin exposed, and it has these dark black pulsing veins that you can see through this translucent skin, like, you know, when you have like an older person whose veins have kind of popped, but they're unhealthy and sickly black. You can see it goes into a corner, and it begins to jerk and cough and you see this disgusting black goo begin to ooze out of its mouth. Navarre, if you could see this, you would recognize it. It's similar to the black goo you guys were just fucking with. And it pukes this stuff up. And it begins to puke up so much, you can tell that it's making something out of it. And it begins to curl up into a ball and keeps puking this stuff out. And it almost encases itself. And it looks like a very similar to shape is forming around it as to what you see throughout this garden. These beehive-shaped things. You gain a point of stress.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
And that is where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens if the rest of the group goes in there next week. But that is it for tonight, folks. Sean, I didn't even have to pull out one of my trump cards to do a good dramatic ending. You brought it right to me on a silver platter. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. I love following the bait.
That's great. That's great. I had a few other ideas, but that one works good too. So, okay. Well, things are getting dicey, folks.
Everybody's gonna change their who dies first bet.
Yeah,
I'm betting Hedenstrom. Yeah.
We've learned a bit more of the riddle. We've made some good revelations today, a little bit of backstory from some of our NPCs and or characters, and apparently Sajaad is turning into a religious fanatic, so that's cool too.
Yeah.
That's definitely who you want to have the biggest gun, is one of those people.
It's just a shock gun, not a shotgun.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
different.
No, it's a shotgun that shoots electricity. That's exactly what I imagine it is. not like stun bullets, not taser rounds. It just shoots electricity. You know.
Yeah, it's like a magic missile, except electricity and 4 times bigger.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more like a pump action cattle prod.
It's like the stun gun that they had in the Jurassic Park game on Sega with Dr. Grant. It shot like the huge bolt of lightning. Fucking
Oh,
awesome.
fuck yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, folks, that's it. Great fucking session. I think at this rate we might get through Act 2 next week. You guys are making a lot of progress, and I think we're about to see things start to escalate, as they say. So,
Is that not what's been happening up until now?
well, I think this session was really cranking it up a notch here. So awesome, wonderful, and the best part is they didn't even offer you any of the anti-stress drugs.
I know.
Nice guys.
Fucking, I unravel the mystery of Drabakowski. I'm over here trying to seeing the black hole multiple times.
Playing pantsless guys.
Yep.
I
I totally forgot. He's with you. There's this random dude with them too, who's a doctor, but doesn't say anything. I forgot. There's too many NPCs.
With us? Does he have a gun?
Let's check real quick.
No, I don't think so.
I
Not
hope
anymore,
no.
he doesn't.
He could possibly.
We definitely like
disarmed him.
certificates. Yeah. I don't think we let him have or keep a gun.
No, he's just got a bunch of the drugs in his little surgeon's kit.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Have him offer you drugs.
No
That's
pants,
not
no
our-
guns. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for playing along, players and listeners, viewers. Hopefully the audio doesn't sound too bad, but we should be back to normal next week, and I will be in my new place. I think, fellas, that we will still be able to play next week because I'm doing my move early enough in the day. But it might sound weird because I'm not going to be in a confined room, so it might be a little echoey. But the internet's coming out the day before, so we should be up and running. It's going to be weird, but I will do whatever it takes to play Alien. So if not, I'll just go to the office and I'll stream it from there somehow. I'll just haul my shit into the office. So anyway, thank you, listeners. I hope you've enjoyed. I can't wait to be back next week, and we'll see what happens to our motley crew here. So thank you so much, and we will see you same time, same place, nighty-night.